It would help if I hit the go live button, huh? Okay. Jesus Christ. Oh, fuck me. All right. I've added to the stream. I've hit go live, and there's nothing on the YouTube still. Right? Maybe? Do we? Yes! Yes! Let there be footage. Hello. Hi, guys. Hi, guys. Wasn't talking to you, puppy. Get down. Uh, oof. Man. Hi, Monty. Oh, the stress. The stress, the stress. The stress. Hi. Oh, God, I'm so glad to see you guys. Oof. The anxiety is real. It's strong. Oh. Okay, let me open back up my Goodreads list. Need my books. And then for some reason, I don't know why I'm terrified. I am legit, madam. What are you doing? I am legit fucking terrified right now. It has been a long time since I got on here solo dolo in any form, shape, or fashion. To what happened? My one Superman curl got squished. Fuck you too then. Woof! Ah, hi everybody. I will. She's resting quiet. Hold on, let me get out of the way. Say hello, Onyx. Hello. She is not amused with my shit right now. All right. Look at that face. Oh, that was an ugly laugh. It sounded like a Woody Woodpecker. No, that's wrong. What cartoon is that? Anyway, oh man. First things first, because I'm about to pass out in this bed. Oh. Okay. Oh, it has been a long time. Hi, Desiree. How you doing, boo? I'm so glad to see all of you. It is Woody Woodpecker. Okay. I wasn't sure. I'm showing my age here. Y'all all know who Woody Woodpecker is, right? Hopefully. Ow, Diesel. Diesel's feeling left out. He would like to say hi too. Maybe, kind of, sort of. Now can I have some quiet time? There you go. There we go. All right. Well, thank you. Okay. Bear with me, y'all. It's the struggle. 2020 kicked my ass. I seem to get on here every couple months and say, y'all, stuff is kicking my ass. But it is. I mean, it is. I had every intention of moving here and starting a travel vlog in addition to. So I had all these plans to do, like, put traveling in my reading vlogs, and I was gonna like go to Paris and read like a French themed book and have the reading vlog be like half travel, half like talking about the book. Maybe even mention some places or visit some places that were in the book. Corona was like, psych, bitch, no. So I just kind of dug into work, but work has not been particularly fun in the time of Corona. I was already burned out. I thought I was going to get a break, so it just kind of all that spilled over into my reading. I didn't read a whole bunch. I'm going to show you and talk about the books I read. In 2020, this literally is not going to be like a whole long, oh my God, it's going to take forever, because it's what? Diesel, will you stop abusing me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35 books in 2020. That has got to be the lowest book count I've had in a year since I learned how to read. Like, it's bad. Not bad, because that's what some people normally read. It's just like it's way lower than my usual. I'm usually like 100 plus. But I have been reading a lot of black ass books, which I'm really super hyped about, and I think that's one reason too. My numbers haven't been that high, because I've just been in a very specific mindset. If y'all have watched my channel, Y'all know me. Y'all know I can't. Like, I'm a mood reader, so if I'm not in the mood for it, I can't do it. Like, I've been reading Empire of Gold for 2 weeks now. I'm still in chapter 3. So I've just been specifically in the mood for lighthearted and yet unapologetically black romance, but without any suffer trauma in it, like suffering porn, trauma porn, whatever. So yeah. The first book. How do I want to type these in here? Do I want to put it over here? Okay, let's see if it pops up. I'll put it over there. The first book I read or the first book I completed, because I started in December and finished it in January, was The Way Love Goes by Christina C. Jones. Let's see if it pops up. All right, my typing. There we go. The Way Love Goes by Christina C. Jones. Christina C. Jones is the GOAT if you like romance. Her characters are unapologetically black. There is no like trauma porn in them. There is no like super of course, like everybody has their personal trauma, it's in there, but it's not like specifically race-based, like fuckery and foolishness all the time. And yet you're delved into this world where you see black people fucking thriving and just living their lives, which is really what I needed in 2020, particularly with all of the horrible things that were popping up and happening horribly to black people in 2020. I just kind of found myself staying in this little niche. Awesome thing about Christina C. Jones is her books are on Kindle Unlimited. So very few of them I actually have to pay for because I have a Kindle Unlimited subscription. So the majority of them are free. You can borrow 10 books at a time. So I think there's a couple of her books that I need to go and buy so I can read them. But this author is one that I go and I go through her backlist. Like, oh, how did I miss that? I haven't read that one. I'm gonna read that one too. Excuse me. I am going to read the summary because I read this book. I finished this book in January of 2020. It is April of 2021, and y'all know my memory ain't for shit. I could read a book yesterday and be like, what was that character's name again? So, ow, whoa. He's like literally just, can you hear that scratching? That's my leg. He's just clawing at my leg over and over. Stop. Satan. Thank you. Oof. Happy Saturday to you as well. Ooh, Kiana says, I love Kindle Unlimited. Yes, Kindle Unlimited is the shit. Especially if you read quick. I tend to tear through romances. Like if I sit down on a Saturday and have nothing to do, and I'm like, I'm just gonna read all day today. And I start from the time I get up to the time I go to bed. I can read 2, 3, 4 full-length romance novels, depending on the length. Like if it's just contemporary romance, they tend to be like 200, 300 pages. I tear through them like nobody's business. Of course, if it's fantasy, I'm probably read that one book. I can maybe read 2 if it's urban fantasy, but romance is just one of those genres I just whip through them. So I particularly love Kindle Unlimited because it gets expensive paying $5, $6 a book when you're reading 4 or 5 books a day. That's not where it's at. I don't know how much money y'all make. Don't tell me. That's none of my business. But I'm poor. So we can't, as I say, with all my ridiculous shit behind me that is completely unnecessary. I'm just talking shit. But yeah, if you don't have Kindle Unlimited, you should definitely get that. Oh, that is a lot of cranberry juice. Especially when you're reading on a tight budget. I'm always reading on a tight budget. So I know like I was talking trash and it looks like I have a fuck ton of books back here. Very few of these books were bought firsthand, especially, right over here, my Sherilyn Kenyon books. Most of these books, adult fantasy here and here were Brandon Sanderson books. Only I think the 2 of these, The Way Kings books, I got full price. The rest of these were used secondhand. Most of these are Goodwill finds. Look, I'm scrolling up like it's gonna make my camera scroll up. So I still like it looks like I have a fuck ton of books. I do, but I don't spend a whole bunch of money on them. Because most of these were like $2. And like I'll spend $20 and come back with like 10, 15 books. If I go to Goodwill, especially the paperbacks. Anyhow, yeah, that's why I love Kindle Unlimited, because I love Kindle for the convenience. Like, this is what I use to read on because I'm blind. I use my iPad Pro. But I was supposed to be using it for art, but it's really an overpriced Kindle at this point in time because this is all I do on it. It's Kindle, watch movies. I digress. Anyway, I like the convenience of it. However, I do not enjoy the fact that most books, especially new releases, are about the same price as Diesel. Please stop scratching me. Why are you? They were taking a nap until I started talking. Now they just jumping on me. This is my train of thought. Diesel, please stop. I digress. It's good for getting books cheap, because Kindle books are almost the same price as if I bought the book off the shelf at Walmart, Target, wherever you buy books at. Here, I'm not sure where to buy books in Germany that are in English because I haven't found those stores yet. You should try Libby. You can get digital book. Yes, so I have Libby, and also there's another one. Libby and I digress. I have like 2 different apps in my library. It links both the libraries in. But yeah, I have not tried Scribd. Is that how you say that? Scribd? I'm not sure. Hi, Ben. How are you? I love your setup. Oh, thank you. My office is a mess right now. You can see I always fuck up my left and right. Boxes everywhere. Because my house is under construction at the moment because my water heater literally exploded and caught fire. So they've torn pieces of the ceilings out in the room over here, and they shove like there's literally, you can't see it because it's right here. There's a kitchen cabinet on the floor in my office. Like it's a mess. But thank you. How are you doing, bud? Thriller ebooks would be like $15. Yes, what the hell's up with that? I had, what did I look for? I went to go look for something that recently released. I think it was Patricia Briggs' newest book, Wild Signs, which is like the 6th book in the Alpha and Omega series. It's like $17. It was like, no, the fuck I will not on today. Might as well order a hard copy and wait 2 months for it to get here from American Amazon. I can order from UK Amazon, but it's still like it would not take as long to get to Germany, but shipping. Aubrey pen is a good way to get into Black romance. Ooh, noted. I don't have a pen. I'm finna be ghetto and take a picture of that comment. Hold on. I can probably go back and look at this chat, but shout out the struggle. Monty said if I could read my ebooks at the same speed I read physically, my Kindle might get more use. See, I'm the opposite. For some reason, like it takes me longer to read a physical book, and Kindle, I just be zooming. I think though, I don't know. It's something about physically like waiting to, I don't know if it's like a pages stick thing or if it's just this easy. Oh, that's the other thing. It's easier on my eyes. So like I wear trifocals. I can't see for shit. So I enjoy the fact that on Kindle, I can make, let me pull up what I'm reading for you right now. It might be smut, so don't be surprised. Open Sesame. Hello. Cooperate. Ma'am, who you cussing at? Kindle. What was I reading? Hold on. It might be safe. It might not be. Let me check the cover first. Oh, it's safe. Okay, so like Legendborn. I'm reading Legendborn. And I read mine, White Words on Black. And y'all can see that from there. Like I read my words big as fuck. So I enjoy the fact that I can blow them up. Because she blind. And so like also like I'll turn it this way so I can see both pages here. So I just fucking zoom through that bitch and just the double tap in it. Well, no, not anymore. I'm talking shit. I don't know. For some reason it's just quicker, but it's also more convenient because a bitch can't see. I wish I read physical books quicker. So here is my problem. I enjoy having physical books because I like having a library. This is nothing compared to the shelves I had back in the States. But I enjoy having the books. However, I read them slow, and a lot of the times, if the book's printed on tiny print, there's nothing I can really do about that. I refuse. I'm only 31. I will not be reading with magnifying glass on if I don't feel like putting my glasses on. So with a magnifying glass on, the old, like the ones they made for books that are like rectangular and this big. I refuse. So I just got into the habit of reading the Kindles, and I'll buy like a physical book because I enjoy having it, like the Laini Taylor books right in there. So they're really gorgeous. I really love them, but then I'll turn around and buy the ebook one too because I can't fucking see the mess. And so that's why I buy cheap books, because I be double buying a lot of shit. I always keep an eye on the sales on Kobo. See, I don't pay attention to Kobo. That's another one I need to watch. I need to watch that one. That's the deep breath. She's only 5 months and she sounds like that. She's currently chewing on something, which is why she got quiet. 1 second. Can I have that down cushion? Scoop. Okay. Yeah, she's pretty scary still. I've only had her a couple weeks and she barks at everything. I think it's easy on the eye. Yes, it is, especially if you got old lady eyes, which I have worn trifocals and bifocals off and on since high school. So, yeah, the struggle is real. Monica Walters. Yes, I have some of her stuff. I think some is on this list. Okay, I'm getting distracted, which is good. I like talking to you guys, but let me read you the summary for. Let me go back up and find the book. Where did it go, George? There we go. I'm gonna read you the summary real quick. Fallon is the definition of a woman with her ish together, flourishing business, the home of her own in a new city, a relationship on the verge of marriage, the opportunity to create a new life that looks exactly the way she wants it. She's ready and willing to embark on a new adventure. She just didn't expect to have to do it on her own. Business is great, but the home, a total mess. The relationship, dead in the water. New adventure, looking more like a disaster. Until Sean. With their shared track record of betrayal and broken hearts, it may be better to stay away, but neither of them can resist. Even their contentious first meeting can't hide sparks of attraction, and the spark leads to a deeper involvement than either of them is sure they're ready for. But love doesn't wait until you're ready. It blooms in its own time. That's just the way love goes. And every time I say that, I feel like I need to start playing Janet Jackson in this piece. Diesel, if you do not stop scratching me, I'm going to put you out, I don't know, just out of this room. Anywhere, not in this room. You're scratching the hell out of me. So reasons I love Christina C. Jones, right? The text in her, the way she writes, the voice is like, I can pick up a book by Christina C. Jones and it can have a blank, solid cover, no author name, no nothing. I can pick them up. I'm like, this was written by a sister. Maybe not. It was written by a Black person. These are Black characters. You can take out all of the racial identifiers, all of the, what do you call them? The things that make the person coded as Black, so to speak, just have the dialect and no description of the characters physically. These are Black characters. There is no disguising it. And I love that because they're not whitewashed. They're not watered down. It's just there. For instance, some of the stuff that I have highlighted, like a lot of the stuff that tickles me about her books, stuff I'll be highlighting, it won't even be stuff that's like really relevant to the plot. It won't be like the super mushy declarations of love or any of that shit. It'll be stuff that just like, it just is Black as fuck, and I just enjoy it. So in this one highlight, it was here. I'm posted up here. It was, I want to say, the main character and her friend or her father, somebody talking shit about her ex. And it was like, ain't nobody think about him. Grown ass man couldn't grow a beard. What kind of shit was that? What kind of man doesn't keep a little hair on his face? One, it ain't shit. Ma'am, you ain't got no beard. Why you salty? Come here. Come here. Come here, mama. No? Good girl. Who did he? Jealous. No? Okay. I'll leave you be. Let's see. Or like this one. Boop, boop, beep, doop. I'm highlighting them from Goodreads, by the way. I know how to avoid poison ivy. Oh wait, I know how to spot poison ivy and bears. How to avoid bears? Want no secret? I stay my black ass out of the woods. Even if it didn't say black ass, you can't tell me there's not black people talking. It's just stuff like that, little stuff with the voices in it that I really enjoy, because a lot of times to make books more marketable, sometimes the black characters be whitewashed, and Christina Jones does not do that. Some of her books, her characters say the N-word. I mean, that's just real. You talk to black people, you listen to black people talking to each other at some point, depending on the group of people you're around, you'll hear them say the N-word. Like, it's just what it is. But the book is really good. Another thing that I enjoy about her books, and this was one of them, is that they take place in these towns where a lot of businesses, they're in these subdivisions in these towns and suburbs where all the businesses are black owned. It's a black community, but it's not a black community with like fucking a whole bunch of struggle. It's like black people uplifting other black people. And I need that in my life. Yes, please. Also, these books are steamy. The interaction between the main characters is fucking hilarious. Especially the ones that start off like slow burn, I hate to love. Yes. Unique! Hi, boo! How you doing? Oh, I missed you. I gotta get better at using that. The fuck is that app? I don't know, but I'm gonna start bugging you because I miss my friends. How are you, love? God, I should have put something else in this cranberry juice other than Crown. Or like this one. So this is how what do you call it? English escapes me. How like thoughtful the characters are in some way. Like this is the new character she was seeing after she got out of her other relationship. This is Sean. I took her into the garage and showed her how to use a miter saw, then made her help. Oh, listen. So the whole quote is, especially on the days when her eyes were pink and glossy, like the breakup had been on her mind. One of those days, I just joked to her until the tears were ones of laughter. The other day, I took her into the garage and showed her how to use the miter saw. Then I made her help cut the crown molding for her ceiling. It's hard to think about your bitch ass ex when you focus on not cutting your fingers off. It's like little stuff like that, like in the wording that just maybe it's because it sounds like me. It doesn't sound like me, but it's like things I would say is dialect, this language that I really vibe with. So I enjoy that. Oh, I clicked on that and I wasn't supposed to. But that was a 5-star read for me. All of Christina C. Jones's books are 5-star reads for me. The next book that I read in 2020 was by Alexandria House. So this one was J-A-H, is book number 2 in the Them Boys series. It's also a Black author with Black characters that is on Kindle Unlimited. This one I didn't care for as much, but there is one book of hers that I read the fuck out of. I enjoyed it so much I immediately started it all the fuck over, like right then and there. Like I read it and started it over as soon as I finished it. I read it twice in one day. I have never in my life done that. Usually if I like a book that much, I'll go back and read like my favorite parts over again. I won't read the whole thing. No. I read this whole book over again. I'm trying to, this Everett and, oh fuck, what was her name? No, I'm trying to think. Let Me Love You. Sorry, is my typing loud? Let me know if it is. I fucking love this book so much. It makes no sense. Uh-oh, I think my internet's dying. My comment's not going through. Rude and disrespectful. Oh, there we go. So that book, which I did not read, but I've read it like 3 or 4 times already, so I'm just going to post it here because I didn't like Ja as much. Trying to put past hurts behind you is hard when your ex is a fool, but buoyed by child support and alimony, Jo Walker is moving forward with her life, pursuing a career, raising her little girl, and trying to live in peace. She believes she has all the bases covered in her world, but what about her heart? Rap legend Everett Big South McLean is divorced too, knows all about failed relationships, and has relegated his love life to casual connections, rather than pursuing something real. That is, until he lays eyes on Joe. She's exactly what he never knew he needed. He's what's been missing from her world. Okay, look, when I tell you, like, just read it. Just fucking read it. If you like contemporary romance, that is one you need to read. Do not skip it. The book is fucking hilarious. It is fucking hilarious, and the romance is on point. It's a little bit dramatic in like some situations with the exes, but what I like about these authors, both Alexandria House and with Christina C. Jones and some other authors I'm going to go through with you on this list, is they don't have that what they do in traditional publishing a whole lot is the characters have a stupid reason. Please don't fuck with my Funkos, man. Oh, did y'all see? Oh, you couldn't. She peed. She peed. Rude. But they don't have that that 75% of the way through they have some misunderstanding, some breakup, and then the last 20%, the next 20% is them fixing it, and then the last 5% is them working it out, but being a little about it in the epilogue. They don't do that. Like, they have an issue, but they handle it together. Like, they don't have that get together, break up, make up that's so traditional in traditional publishing. But yes, Let Me Love You, that whole series by Alexandra, like, it's part of the McLean Brothers series. You cannot go wrong with any of them. They are everything. The next one I read was another book by English by Christina C. Jones. This one is called The Point of It All. It is Sugar Valley #2. I think Sugar Valley #1. I hadn't read that long ago. They won't. My dogs will not let me be great. Actually, like, I can't abide knowing there's pee right there. It's bugging my soul. There's a mouth right here. I can't. It's pissing me off. Don't look at me like that. It's fine. It's fine. This is so ghetto. I'm sorry, y'all. You're just peeing right there and it's bothering me. We're going to take some bleach water to it later. Move, Diggy. Diggy. Get in here. Come here. Where you going? Sorry, I couldn't do it. I couldn't take it. So The Point of It All, Sugar Valley book #2. These ones are a little darker. Crap, it didn't have a whole summary up, so I can't remember what the fuck it was about. It just says there's always a reason to try if you look hard enough. The Point of It All contains themes of grief, illness, and death that could be triggering for some readers. I want to say had a main character who lost a spouse. Oh, child, I can't damn remember. Okay. Anyway, fail. This is one thing would have helped me to be filming instead of live because I would have had it together. Okay, the next one I read was a English you can't spell. Goddamn, Cowboy to Remember by Witherspoon. I want to say this was her first traditional published one, I think. So I did have to come out some coins for this one, but it's okay because I really enjoyed it. This one was a Sleeping Beauty retelling. I'm gonna have to open it because once again I can't remember the main characters' names. But the female love interest is a chef who works on this cooking show. She's actually, I think, a producer now on the cooking show. She works in the background, and she had an accident. She knocked her head pretty good, and she couldn't remember who she was, so she ended up going home. And in going home, a place she had been avoiding, it's kind of went to, okay, fuck this. Let me just read it because I'm gonna fuck it up. I was trying to stall until it loaded and I was fucking it up. With a headline spot on a hit morning show, truly mouth-watering culinary skills, Chef Evie Buchanan Buchanan is perched on the edge of stardom, but at an industry party, a fall lands Evie in the hospital with no memory of who she is. Scrambling to help, Evie's assistant contacts the only family Evie has left, a close friend who runs the luxury dude ranch in California where Evie grew up. Evie has no recollection of them until former rodeo champ Zach Pleasant walks into her hospital room and she realizes his handsome face has been haunting her dreams. Zach hasn't seen Evie in years, not since their families conducted a campaign to make sure their childhood friendship never turned into anything more. When the young cowboy refused to admit the feelings between them were real, Evie left California, making it clear she never wanted to see Zach again. Now he refuses to make that same mistake twice. Starting fresh is a risk when they have a history she can't recall, but Zach can't bear to let go of her now. So, Sleeping Beauty retelling. Girl leaves a small town, makes it in the big city, ends up going back to the family she left, and she feels betrayed by once she gets into an accident and develops amnesia. What I really like about this is they didn't handle the amnesia. Is that Rebecca Weatherspoon didn't handle the amnesia in a super corny, cheesy way. Any book, movie other than this I've ever watched or read in which the character had an amnesia, I wanted to bash my head into a wall, give myself amnesia because it was super fucking cheesy. It was actually done really, really well, and I really enjoyed the book. The only thing I didn't like was I think the way they had her getting her memory back was kind of like but I mean, you really can't be too realistic with it unless you want like an 800-page book. But I did really enjoy the slow burn, and I kind of enjoyed the torture that Zach was going through, like trying to do that dance of I really like you, I'm developing these feelings for you again, these feelings that never left. But I also like, you crack your head, you don't know me, and I gotta like toe that line really careful. So all of that was acknowledged. It was done super well, and it was a book that I really fucking enjoyed. Potty mouth faced ass. Whew. The next book that I read, here's another author. Sorry, I feel like that's really loud. Another author who is on Kindle Unlimited, by the name of S. Taylor. This book was Honeydew. It is the Southern Seduction book number 1. I picked it up because I didn't know anything about this author. I picked it up because it is Black people on the cover. It's called Southern Seduction. Yeah, I was gonna read it. So Diesel can. You're so needy. Come here. All right. So Clarice Jordan is a young single mother. Stay away from my liquor. Who, after the death of her fiance, poured blood, sweat, and tears into her business, Honeydew Cafe, to provide for her children. A catering gig for successful and super sexy Dylan Price is the opportunity of a lifetime, but she quickly learns that Mr. Price is interested in more than her Southern cuisine. He has set his sights on her. Dylan's been in love with her for years and would do anything to have her, even if it means forcing her into marriage. Huh? Lucky for him, the instant chemistry between them is hotter than a midsummer day beneath the Georgia sun. So I gave this one 3 stars. I can't remember why I didn't like it because I didn't highlight anything in it, and my dumbass doesn't take notes, or I didn't take notes that year. I think it was insta-lovey from what I remember. I didn't have any issues with the writing. It was just insta-lovey, so I didn't like that insta-love with the hey boo, that insta-love with the forced marriage trope. Yeah, that was what you saw when I said forced marriage. I was like, I love a good forced marriage trope, but it's got to be mutual. It's got to be like, well, we can't do shit else, bitch. Let's just do it. It's on sale on Kobo for 99 cents. What is a cowboy to remember? Get it. You won't regret it. It's super cute. All right. So yeah, I gave that one 3 stars. I don't remember anything about it. Maybe for good reason. I'm weird though, because some books I really like and like the writing style I didn't care for when I gave it 3 stars. And some books it was really bad and I gave it 3 stars. I don't know what goes on in my brain. Okay, the next book I read was Untouchable by Talia Hibbert. That was a terrible face, Lauren. I gave this one 3 stars. I do remember liking it. There was something a little that felt, I think, a little formulaic about this one that I didn't enjoy. Hello. Come on. Computer, can you act like you got some act right? So yeah, this one, oh, I remember why I didn't like this one. All right, so sensible, capable, and ruthlessly efficient Hannah Kaba is the perfect nanny until a colossal mistake destroys her career and shatters her reputation. These days, no one in town will hire her except Nathaniel Davis, a brooding widower with a smile like sin and 2 kids he can't handle. Prim and proper Hannah is supposed to make Nate's life easier, but the more time he spends around his living nanny, the more she makes things hard. He can't take advantage of her vulnerable position, but he can't deny the truth either. With every look, every smile, every midnight meeting, Nate's untouchable employee is stealing his heart. Okay, so Talia Hibbert's writing. She writes really, really, really good, well-rounded characters. Sorry, the mic's right there. There. She also writes very good broody characters. And this one, Nate was brooding a little bit too much for me. And the will I, won't I, but you're my employee thing kind of dragged on because frankly, I feel like if it's not like this is a Fortune 500 company, there's not other employees to deal with. If you work for me and we actually sit down and have a discussion, you are my only employee. Like nobody else is in this business. If you working for me, doing X, Y, Z in the third. If we are both okay with it, if we can draw up some kind of agreement to make sure work, business, and relationships stay separate, okay. But it dragged on a lot for me, which is I think what killed it. Hannah was a very uptight character in the beginning, and we kind of got to learn why she was uptight. We also got to learn words are needed. We also got to kind of see her let loose. Unfortunately, this was one of the books in which the characters kind of split later on, and Nate trotted on her feelings quite a bit in his effort to keep distance, which is a trope I really don't like. Like, I just feel like if you need to create distance, you can do it without hurting my feelings. We're both adults. You can just say, hey, I don't think this is a good idea, as opposed to hurting me on purpose to make me not like you, which I feel like is a childish thing you do when you can't think of anything else or you don't want to have a discussion. So that one, I didn't really too much care for it. I've read 4 Talia Hibbert books. Untouchable is my least favorite. Yeah, I typically really enjoy her books, but that one was a bit of a miss for me. Cowboy, it's in my cart. Yes, read it. Read it. You will like it. All right, next one I read. This one is urban fantasy. It is Dark Craving by Grant Donna. This is the first book I read in the year that was not by a Black person. We are already up to April, and it was just 5 books. This is book. It says 0.1, so I'm assuming this was a prequel to the Dark King series. I've read Donna Grant's books before about dragon shifters. Oh, this was the prequel to the Dragon Shifter series, I think. I didn't like it. Yes. All right. So, fueled by ancient magic and inflamed by human desire, the Dragon King, known as Hal, can transform himself at will into one of the legendary winged creatures he is sworn to protect. One thing he can never do is fall in love with a mortal woman. Okay, this is why I didn't like this book right off the top, because there is this not very well, it was explained. The reason was frankly just stupid to me. Reason that all of the heroes, part of this band of dragon kings, they're in Scotland now as humans. The dragons are like locked away, or there are some dragons that are locked away that they're trying to keep from humanity. There's also some weird rule about them not being able to love human women, and the reason being, it has like the equivalent of opening Pandora's box. It was some kind of horrible big bad thing was going to happen if they fell in love specifically with a human, and it wasn't really a good enough reason for me to make that viable, considering I was already reading Dragon Shifter book, and I just really wasn't with that. I also, excuse me, madam, they just won't let me be great. Come here, baby girl. Come here. No? Oh, see, you can't see. It's okay. Come here. No, okay, Okay, you just want to pet then? All right, I won't touch you. She's so scary. The other main character, Cassie, was traveling to Scotland for something or another. I think to house sit for her brother, go spend time with her brother. Her brother did not pick her up from the airport, so he left her in a whole ass strange country by herself. She had to find her way home, and in some kind of way, she ended up taking care of the dog. Like the brother wasn't even there to take care of the dog, so it was just like, oh, hi, in a strange ass country. I wasn't there to pick you up, and I was supposed to be, and you got to find a way to, I don't even think she had like none of the stuff was arranged because he was gonna pick her up. That was the arrangement. So you now are driving in a foreign country with no foreign license with your brother's dog. I don't know how she got the dog before she got to the house, but it was freezing cold. She didn't have like a map. She had a hard time finding where the house was in this smaller village. She basically ends up getting lost. The blizzard got terrible, pulled over the side of the road and got stuck in a blizzard in Scotland, and basically went to sleep in the car, which was a dumbass thing to do. So I was already mad at her because she like opted to go to sleep, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong about that. But I keep drinking this and it's really fucking tart. I don't even taste the liquor. I just taste cranberry. I didn't like that. First of all, you have your sister come visit you in a foreign country and you don't even bother to pick her up. You leave no explanation, no nothing. I think I made it to the end of the book and I don't remember there being an explanation for why he left her there. But basically one of the Dragon Kings rescued her and that's how she got wrapped up in all that. And it was just very, very corny the way it was done. Now, mind you, there is a lot of suspension of disbelief that goes in when you read shifter books at all. But there's something about the way this one was done that it was just really fucking corny. I was like, nah, I'm good. I'm good on that. I recommend shifter books all day, every day. But dragon shifter books, they tend to not be done well unless you're reading Sherilyn Kenyon's books. But they're big. They big. Never sleep in a blizzard. That's how you die. Yeah, hell yeah. The brother better be in a coma. I don't remember where he was. I think he was in trouble with some magical people. It was something crazy. Out of the Foretelling Hero books, I only like Mating the Huntress. See, I didn't finish that one. I do know that. Have you read any of her new ones, the traditionally published ones, like Get a Life, Chloe Brown, and something, Danny Brown? I've only read the Chloe Brown one so far. I haven't read the others. But one thing that I do notice with her is that her black heroines always end up with white heroes. Not always, but the majority of them. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. Onyx. No man. Thank you, Boo. Okay, so the next thing I read was Edge of Obsession by Megan Crane. I gave this one 5 stars, but those 5 stars come with some disclaimers. Yeah, okay. So this is more smut than plot. So just a heads up about that. It is also a motorcycle club type romance. I have it marked on Goodreads as contemporary romance, criminal motorcycle groups. So they're either like mobsters, criminals, motorcycle groups, thugs. Like they all fit into that little category shelf I built. It's a dystopian, and it's also power exchange. Power exchange is the more PC way of saying BDSM. So I think it was BDSM light, if I remember correctly. It was not hardcore. But there was the very dominant, like male-led power exchange with those couples. So if you don't like that, that is not for you. So knowing it was that going in, knowing that's what it was going in, I rated it as such. But compared to the other things on this book, I would not just willfully recommend it to everybody. I think I just rated it 5 because I enjoyed it so much. But I also rate them. Oh look, doggy butt. I also rated on a different kind of a scale in my head, I guess, than I would rate something that I was reading for plot and substance. That sounds fucked up, but it's true. So, Tyr is, I think these were also Vikings. They were like modern day dystopian Vikings. Yeah, it was crazy. A powerful man in a ravaged world needs only 3 things to survive: his weapons, basic resources, and a rotation of eager women who can give him the kind of down and dirty sex he needs. So if that right off rip didn't tell you what kind of book this is, I don't tell you. But when a beautiful prisoner grabs his attention during a mission to restock his clan's supplies, his alpha instincts give way to something much darker, strong, unquenchable craving that cannot be ignored or denied. After 2 years on the... Okay, so look. Basically, the plot of this book, right? Tyr is a part of this dystopian, like, Viking gang. They go on raids just like the Vikings of old did, but it's modern day because they need supplies. It's a dystopian. I don't remember why it was dystopian or what made it dystopian and what... I'm gonna hide this so y'all can see what this dog is doing right now. There's literally a billion toys on the floor right behind me. Anyway, I had the same book about those Danny Brown book. Yeah. So what was it? Yeah, so it was a dystopian. There was a raid. They basically went and pulled everybody out of their beds. And the compound that this girl was in, she was more or less a prisoner. She essentially made herself catch the eye of Tyr, the Viking, on purpose because she knew, like, it's a raid. They're going to take women. Take me because I'm going to get the fuck out of here. But it really, like, the plot, there's really not much plot past that. You find out why she wanted to get out of there so bad, and it's just a whole bunch of smut. And that's why I read it in that moment. I just read some smut. Sue me. The next book I read was Outtakes from the Grave by Janine Frost. It is part of the Huntress series. Here we go. Ma'am. Hello. Hey, mama. Good girl. The Night Hunter series is a urban fantasy series about vampires. They are hilarious. They are about Cat, a half vampire, half human, who is hunting vampires. There's like one long romance that overarches through the entire series. It's great. This book specifically was outtakes. So it's outtakes, little chapters and snippets that the author took out. That didn't, basically they're like scenes from the cutting room floor, if that makes sense. There's stuff that didn't make it into the whole series. So it's 5 stars because I liked it, but you can't rate it like the way you would rate a whole book because it's not like a book. It's literally a book. It's just what it sounds like. It's a book of outtakes. However, I do encourage you to read the 900 series if you like vampires, if you like werewolves, if you like urban fantasy, and if you like romance and shit. It's really good. Oh, hello. You want attention now? Are you gonna? Let me see if I can show you to the people. Are you gonna run away from me again? Oh, that's a good girl. Oh, you're so heavy. God damn it. Oof. Oh my. This is Onyx. You gonna looky? There we go. Hi, baby. She is an English bulldog. She's 5 months. Say hi. Hi, mama. I put you down now. She really, I've only had her 2 weeks. She still doesn't like to be handled very much. She kind of has to walk up to me and kind of want to be petted. If I just reach down to pet her, she cowers and she pees. So I got her from a breeder because they don't really like to let you get dogs from shelters in Germany because the soldiers and soldier dependents, if they can't take the dogs with them, they just abandon them. Which is really unfortunate. So a breeder was my only option. But it doesn't seem, I don't know what kind of how ethical that breeder was, because she's terrified. I mean, she might just be scary. It might just be in her nature. But like sometimes she'll come and she wants to play. Other times I'll pet her and she's just like, no touch. Nope, not happening. Which is cool. I mean, not cool, but that's her. I'm not gonna force it and keep traumatizing her. Yes, you continue. How far did you get? Did you finish it? VLG series. What's that? I'm trying to think. I'm drawing a blank. I don't know what that is. Somebody else. Yeah, put that in the comments, please. I don't know what help. I don't know what that is. She went right back to chewing on the boxes. All right. The next book that I read, I didn't really enjoy, and I don't remember why I didn't enjoy it. It was she is munching the fuck out of that box, bro. Building from the Ashes by Elizabeth Hunter. Alex! Don't you play with it? Well, no, don't play with a squeaky right now. Diesel, enough. Get him. Brain fart. What was I doing? Oh! I know those books. I've only read a couple of them, but yeah, there are ones I read. I think I read them purely for Smut Factor, if I remember correctly. It's one series. There's like there were some kind of beast shifters or lab created shifters, something like that. Y'all, they just won't let me live. Onyx, stop, bubble. Come here. Leave it alone, please. Thank you, ma'am. Help. What was I doing? Oh, Jesus. Where did it go, George? Building from Ashes by Elizabeth Hunter. Now, Elizabeth Hunter has the Scribe series that I actually really enjoy. I think they're kind of angel paranormal romance fiction. These stop, please. They're both lighting me the fuck up right now. Onyx, stop, mama. Because if I can hear with the headphones on, I know it's loud. It's okay. Yeah. Help me, Jesus, to get through this live stream, God. Building from the Ashes. So it's the first book in a newer series. It was new. It wasn't new. It was new to me. It was a series that I haven't read. The other was her Scribe series, which I really, really liked. This one, in a world teetering on the edge of change, two beings struggle to find their purpose. Will their past lead them closer or tear their worlds apart? For 1,000 years, powerful Earth vampire Carwyn ap Bryn has served others. God, his family, his friends, but tragedy and loss disrupt his peaceful existence, causing him to question everything he has committed his eternity to. Bridget Connor has known about vampires since they rescued her from a painful childhood. Not even their vast elemental powers can save her from the demons that torment her. As loyalties are tested and new paths are forged, a lurking danger slowly grows in the elemental world. They learn that even secrets revealed can come back to haunt you when you least expect it. Okay, now I remember why I didn't really care for this one. So the vampire is a priest, which, okay, I was like, let's see how this pans out. It's interesting. Let's have a look. And Bridget was a human who he was kind of a father figure or an uncle figure to her. And the more I read the book and started to see that he was in this like familial guardian type position, and then the romance started to develop. It was weird. It was awkward. I didn't care for it. And he was a priest on top of that. I was just like, eh. And there was like a whole discussion about, like, you don't think you've served God long enough? Go ahead and get you some, bro. I was like, okay, this is awkward. That's enough. I didn't really care for it. I mean, it wasn't literally like a get you some. It was like, I mean, you deserve a wife. You've served God long enough. I don't think anybody said when you became a priest that it's only for so many years. I don't think that's the thing. It was just really fucking weird. The next book I read was another book by Janine Frost. It was called Pack. I gave it 3 stars. I didn't care for it too much. I think it was one of her earlier books. Why didn't I like it? It was a novella, I want to say. Yeah, because it's previously published in an anthology. Lost in the Woods. Oh, I remember already. Are you chewing on my leg? Homie. Marley Peters is tired of putting her dreams on hold, so when her friends can't contend. This is why I don't like this. Already off rip. The heroine is too stupid to live. Watch. Lost in the Woods, Marley Peters is tired of putting her dreams on hold, so when her friends can't continue on a long-anticipated hike of Yellowstone National Park, she goes on without them. But Marley isn't alone in the woods. She's being hunted by a pack of frighteningly intelligent wolves. When a fight for survival takes an impossible turn, Marley realizes that the enigmatic stranger who saved her might either be her dream man come true or her waking nightmare. Big Bad Wolf. As the pack's enforcer, Daniel is sworn to keep the existence of werewolves a secret. He knows that her bites may change her life in a way she can't imagine, but if they don't, he can't let her tell others about his race. Yet Marley is awakening his most primal urges, and soon neither of them will be able to resist the call of the wild. Child, okay. So, where would you like to start with this one? She was a dumbass, right off rip. I already was just, I wasn't going to like her because this whole... Oh, she's laying down. Good. I was just predisposed. Like I wasn't gonna like her off the rip because that whole my friends can't go on this hike and fuck this. I deserve this. I'm gonna go fucking hiking through the woods by myself. Like safety's not a thing. Just fuck that, huh? Since she starts to get stalked by these wolves, and the wolves, of course, they end up being werewolves. They take her back to this little like ghost town, and someone else bites her. And so it kind of has this thing like, what is the werewolf show? The Canadian werewolf show that's really, really good by Bitten. Kind of had that thing, and like, okay, she's been bitten. If she doesn't change, we have to kill her. It just wasn't executed very well. And also, I really don't care for that trope because ain't nobody gonna ask the bitch if she wants to join or no. Y'all just gonna discuss the shit without her. So I just didn't really care for it. I didn't care for the she was stupid, so that bugged me. And then there's alpha wolves, and then there's alpha assholes that you try to write them off as being, oh, they're just like that because they're werewolves. So it's just, it wasn't done well to me. I didn't like it. It just, and it was super quick pace because it was only like 50 pages. No, I'm good. Nope. I gave it 3 stars, and I think that even still was a lot. Okay, something after that, I was like, okay, let me go back to my tried and true. I was doing good with this earlier. I came across a Black author who writes urban fantasy, who I was really happy to find because she's one I hadn't heard of before, and read Shadow Blade, which I can't fucking spell. Let's just copy. No, not the... Stop. Why am I so stupid today? Hey. So Shadowblade, by Sricia Glass. I think this particular book was on Kindle Unlimited. Some of her books are on Kindle Unlimited, some are not. I gave it 4 stars. I liked it. It was it suffered from first book in the series syndrome a little bit, where there was some info dumping and also some stuff that's like, okay, but this I don't understand. At the fuck off. Hello. I'm going to reach out the summary. I'm sorry that I'm opening these now and it's loud, but there were like 30 books and I couldn't open them all. Have the tabs pre-opened in my computer, which is going to be like a board mission. No, bitch. Off to start my 24-hour readathon. Yes, we do need to talk more on Discord. I am utterly shit about logging on to Discord. Speaking of which, I should link that in a little bit. I will do that so you guys can join. I have Discords. I have a Black Discord also, but I have a Discord where we can just talk books no matter your ethnicity, and then I have one that's like a safe space for Black people to be unapologetically Black and talk about all things. So it's great. But thank you for joining. We definitely needed to talk more. Enjoy your readathon. This is what I meant. Jesus, what's wrong with me? Oh, the struggle is real. It's still opening the Shadowblade summary, so yeah, I guess I opened too many things at once. Goodreads took too long. The latest requests, yes, we've been notified and are looking into it. Yes. Okay, here we go. Kira's day job as an antiquities expert, but her true calling is a shadow chaser. Trained from youth to be one of the most lethal chasers in existence, she served the Gilead Commission, dispatching the fallen who sow discord and chaos. Sometimes Gilead bureaucracy is as much a thorn in her side as anything the fallen can muster against her. Right now, though, she's got a bigger problem. Someone is turning the city of Atlanta upside down in search of a 4 millennia old Egyptian dagger that just happens to have fallen into her hands. Then there's Kafar, the dagger's true owner, a near immortal 4,000-year-old Nubian warrior who Kira has to admit looks pretty fine for his age. Joining forces is the only way to keep the weapon safe from the sinister Shadow Force, but now Kira is in deep with someone who holds more secret than she does, the only person who knows just how treacherous this fight is. Because every step closer to destroying the enemy is a step closer to losing herself to Shadow forever. I really like this one. Holy fuck, what's $18.99 on Kobo? Shadowblade? Yeah, I definitely didn't pay that much. We wasn't doing that. But yeah, I really, really like this one. Kafar was like this super big. I think he had locks, dark, like very secretive warrior who reads like an actual ancient warrior and not like Rhysand, who's supposed to be an ancient warrior and suffering from blue balls perpetually because he can't handle it. But yeah, I really enjoyed this one. I really think you should check it out. It's also super exciting to see an urban fantasy book where both lead characters in it, are Black and not, racially ambiguous or just white coded. It was really, really good. Honestly, there's got to be somewhere. I damn sure didn't pay $18.99 for it. I can tell you that much. Where else did I see it? Oh, excuse me. I'm pretty sure I got it on Amazon. I really enjoyed it. While I'm looking for that, has anybody read any new urban fantasy books? Do you guys like urban fantasy books? What is just new books period that you've liked and you read? I promise you if it's new, I probably haven't heard of it because I have not been on my shit. Shadowblade right now on the Kindle store is 99 cents. So awkward silence. Sorry, guys. I love urban fantasy. Urban fantasy is the shit. Shadowblade is 99 cents in the Kindle store. The second book, Shadow Chase, is $6.99. The third book is $15.99, which I don't really care for that. $6.99 is like the max I want to pay for a Kindle book. I try not to support Amazon. Yeah, I get that, but some things, I don't know. I guess I figured like I don't know. I don't want to. I try not to, but sometimes I can't. Recently read The Princess Trap by Princess Hallie. Ooh, I liked that one. I really, really liked The Princess Trap. It was super cute. The heroine was funny as fuck. And I pretty much like how she just boss hogged him all the time. He's like, hi. Except for the whole like arrange. I also enjoyed the arranged fake engagement. I was here for that. Yes, ma'am. Okay, let's close this window. The next book that I read was Storm of Locusts by Rebecca Roanhorse. This is the second book in the Sixth World series, which I really can't tell you what the second book is about without spoiling the first one. But it is an urban fantasy series. If you like the Kate Daniels series, if you like the Mercy Thompson series, Rebecca Roanhorse, first of all, her writing is amazing. It is own voices, Native American based English, bitch. English is hard. The character is native, the environment is native. There's very few mentions of white people in it. It's just thoroughly entrenched in the Native American world, Native American culture, Native American stories, legends, and mythology, and it's really fucking good. The main character is kind of like a monster hunter. It's a new, damn Lauren, it's a new take on the whole in urban fantasy. The main character is always some kind of detective who hunts down monsters and bad guys. It's a very new take on that. It's a way I haven't seen it done, but her writing is so fucking good. The second one I didn't like as much as the first one, but it's still 4 stars. It was still really fucking good. Because that first one, baby, was fucking flawless. 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 I haven't read Black. I'm sorry, I'm yelling. I forgot it's a fucking mic. I haven't fucking read Black Sun yet. I just need to read it. Oh, I just got FOMO so bad. I need to fucking read that book. Holy shit. But yeah, I read that one. We up to May now, and we're almost to the. Oh god, there's a lot of books in here. And then Black Sun makes me think of that damn song. Black hole sun. Oh, here we go. I found another paranormal romance by a Black author. Black Sun was a letdown. Oh no! Wait, spill the tea. Why? I want to know. Tell me. Why y'all are telling me that? Here's the other book. So this. Hello. You sit here, please, and chill. Cause you scratched me one more time. I'm gonna. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but just please stop. So Janine, his true alpha, is this book was actually recommended by Miss Beverly Jenkins' mother on Twitter, and is werewolves, Black werewolves by a Black author. I was like, give me that. The first book was either 99 cents or free on Amazon. The second book was more. I ended up not buying it at that time because I was on a broke bitch binge because my salary when I first got here was fucked up. Diesel, please stop scratching me. Stop. Down. Thank you. Damn, turd bucket. He's so abusive to me. He's scratching the hell out of my ankles, y'all, because I got my legs crossed in the chair and he's just clawing. But yeah, so this is a alpha-driven romance novel, but in this one, the female character is the alpha, not the male character. Gave me everything I needed in my life in that moment. It really did. It really, really did. I recommend you to read it. It's not that long, so if I tell you anything else, it will spoil it, but I actually really liked it. Oh, y'all spilling tea. Let's see. Black Sun was interesting, a world, but the pacing was off. Ooh. Half the book was one day and the rest of the book was 8. One of the perspectives was just not intelligent enough to live, and she was the main perspective. Oh, no. Both of those are things that would annoy me. That's not good. I'm here for some good world building, and that would usually save a lot, but half the book in one day, unless the whole book was 2 days, the struggle. I don't know if I could do that. It's part of Kobo Plus. Which one's part of Kobo Plus? Is it Black Sun or the Alpha one? Yeah, I'm a keep Diesel if you do not stop scratching me. Get down. Thank you. All right, next book on my list is Will You Be Mine by Rosie Adams. This was a Twitter recommendation. Diesel, stop abusing me, or I'm going to call the peoples on you. Who do you call when your dog abuses you, not the other way around? I need help. This is another Black romance. Oh, what is it doing? Stop. Oh, the characters weren't fleshed well either? Y'all are scaring me. All right, so Will You Be Mine by Rosie Adams was the next book that I read. This one, J.T. Johnson has been in love with his best friend for as long as he can remember. Hallie, however, seems clueless or deliberately obtuse. When she asks him to pretend to be her boyfriend for her ex-best friend's wedding, J.T. hesitantly agrees. Will their escape to the Caribbean be heaven or hell in paradise? Child. So, I love the fake dating trope to make the other person like so you don't look like an ass in front of an ex type. I love that. A fake date at a wedding when it's a location wedding to where you really can't get away from your date. It's like a forced proximity trope also, but you add in the drama of I'm in love with her and she doesn't know I'm in love with her. Yes. I gave it 4 stars. I can't remember why, but what do y'all expect from me? I read this a year ago. Ooh, I made highlights. Let's see why. I forgot that JT was an artist. So this is just, headache. Ow. These are just some little things that just made it a little more spicy. JT knew when he asked his best friend to pose naked for a sculpture months ago that it was going to be a bad idea. So next quote is JT is great and he'll make a woman amazingly happy one day, but she's based. Okay. This is why I gave it 4 stars instead of 5, because she was supremely obtuse. Like I didn't know my best friend was in love with me, but then there is also like blatantly ignoring the fact, there's supposed to be a T there, blatantly ignoring the fact that you're in love with him also, but then you keep going, but he's my brother, but he's like a brother, but he's like a brother. Stop it. She hammered that shit home. Like so. JT is great and he'll make a woman amazingly happy one day, but he's basically my brother. Chantel sucked her teeth. You're going to learn one day. What does that mean? That man is not your brother. Next quote. Could he really spend a week holding, cuddling, and pretend to be madly in love with Hallie without losing his mind? So this is where he was fucked up, because he had to pretend to be in love with her while he was actually in love with her, but he had to make her think he was pretending to be in love with her. It's just, it's good. It was really good, but she was a little obtuse. It made me angerful, but it was also part of Kindle Unlimited. So it was for the free $99, and I really liked it. So she's an author. I need to go read some more of her work. Ooh, this next one I got as an ARC, and I was supposed to review. I got it on NetGalley, and I'm a lazy bum and have not filmed a video for it yet. At this point, the book has been out for like half a year. You Had Me at Hola by Alexis Daria. Okay, a lot of people had some complaints that the book seemed corny or whatnot to them. I fucking love this book. It is about 2 telenovela stars who are falling in love on set, and I think for both characters, for whatever reason, this job was kind of like, it was for one person, I think, a foot in the door, and for another one, it was kind of like a rescue, like it was like a last chance kind of thing, and they really needed this to work. So they really just weren't getting on well, and it's because one of the characters had like a secret and it was making them hold back, so the chemistry wasn't there. So it was almost like a hate to love, but they didn't really hate each other. They just weren't communicating well. But then they had to try to figure out how to get this chemistry on screen. And then the chemistry started to develop in real life. And the inclusivity is every fucking thing for dark-skinned Latinx people, for LGBTQ at A+, Latinx people. Like, the exclusivity is from here to Kingdom Come and back. It is so good. The writing is so good. Also, I fucking love this book. I give it 5 stars. I don't know who was fucking complaining about it. If you didn't like it, I'm sorry, but I loved it. It was everything to me. I still need to make a video with like a whole breakdown. I think before I do that, I'm gonna have to read the damn book again, because this was in June of 2020 and it is damn near June again. I'm not gonna get any of this whiskey drink because this cranberry juice is tart little bit. It's literally toys everywhere back here. All right, next one was a new one by Rebecca Witherspoon. Again, this one was a self-pub. It was not a traditional pub. So she had 2, I think, that came out in the year. This one was Harbor, number 3 in the Beers and Binders series by Rebecca Witherspoon. I was not prepared. If you give me 1 second, I will show you the other ones. Where, hey, leave that alone. What, doggy? Hi, baby. Hi. All right. So, this is the cover for the first one in the series. So I just put that right there. Don't caress the book like a fucking whale. At any rate, so these books, they are about these bearded heroes who live in the wilderness, not the actual legit wilderness. They live like somewhere in the mountains. They're a little bit more off the grid, and they have these heroines that are positioned to be rescued for whatever reason. I think one of the main characters, I think it was the second book, he was autistic. And in the first book, I think he was just a loner, or he just didn't really want to be fucking people, or he just lived out because of whatever reason. But in Harbor, Harbor is actually about a triad, not a couple. So the books, the heroines that are in these, oh, please stop scratching. Fuck, dog abuse. Ow. So I want to say in this one, city girl Claudia's carefree life is plunged into chaos when camping trip with her brother in a national forest of Northern California turns into a deadly dash for her survival. Nature photographer Shepard Olson has resigned himself to a quiet existence with only his dog by his side until a woman in need of his protection shows up on his doorstep and throws his universe into disarray. So in this one, she needs help. She's running from a killer, I think, and she ends up at his cabin, intrudes on his solitude, and then after the ordeal is over, she kind of can't stop thinking of him. And in these ma'am, here, chewing on my cables. Almost made me yank my whole computer system off the table. Sorry, y'all. This live stream real damn ghetto, but if I'd left her downstairs, she was gonna cry, baby. All right. So in those moments where of solitude, where she kind of like needs to lean on someone else who has been through the same ordeal from whatever perspective, she ends up choosing Shepard. So she ends up actually driving back out there and going like, I know this is weird, but you really helped me out. Like, I feel connected to you in a way, and that's where their romance buzz from. And so all of the heroes and the heroines in these books have the same kind of scenario. They end up, I think in the second book, the heroine is a lawyer, and she escapes, well, not escapes, but she leaves the big city because one of her clients, someone is out to do her harm, so she needs to get away. And so the woman in this book is the lawyer's friend, and so she's like, hey, come stay, with my friend, with Shepard's brother. He's not here at the moment. He won't mind. You just need to be safe. But the brother I believe the brother's autistic. He ended up coming home early. He minded very much because he's like, the fuck are you in my house? For why? Ugh. Or either he was home and he agreed under duress, and then it was like not really a hate to love, but it was another of those things where it's just like, I don't really know why you're here, why I like you, you're my space, you're annoying me, I don't really know how to talk to people, you make me fucking uncomfortable type deal. So she's a lot of like prickly heroes in her books. So in the third one, let me stop saying the hero and the heroine and tell you their goddamn names. Are you gonna lay down now? No. Okay, that's cute. So in this one, just before she walks down the aisle, this character's name is Brooklyn. Brooklyn discovers that her future spouse is cheating on her when he is murdered in bed with the person he is cheating on her with. The person that he is cheating on her with was also murdered. And that person is the third in this relationship. God. Okay, let's just read the fucking summary because I'm about to fuck it up. I haven't done this in a while, y'all. I'm struggling. Okay, I'm struggling. Months before she's set to walk down the aisle, Assistant District Attorney Brooklyn Lewis suffers an unthinkable loss. It's bad enough her fiancé is violently taken from her, but along with her grief, she must also process the fact that her man of her dreams was unfaithful. Motherfucker. Friends and family want to see her heal, but Brooklyn doesn't know how to move on from trauma and deception until she discovers she's not the only one broken by this tragedy. Attorney Vaughn Coleman and his partner Chris have also lost the love of their lives, who was found lifeless in the same bed as Brooklyn's fiance, taken from them by the same killer. Unmoored by grief, Brooklyn, Chris, and Vaughn fall into a relationship that both fulfills them and threatens to pull them under the waves of guilt, but they soon realize it may take the love of three people to bring their battered ship back to shore. So she ends up interacting with Chris and Vaughn through this like, hey, my person and y'all's person was cheating on all of us with each other, and then they were killed. So they end up first having to discuss and try to figure out like the fuck happened. Did you know that person was like, do you know of me? I don't know of you. What's the real story though? Because I have no idea what happened. As far as I know, my dude was supposed to be on a boys trip, and y'all's girlfriend was supposed to be on a girls trip, and they was, that's adult. So through kind of this investigation and this like, okay, well, if you need anything, follow up with me. They end up leaning on each other a lot. Specifically with Chris and Vaughn, there was some tension there because they were together. And I think one of them was a little hesitant to let a new person in after that. But the other man was more so wanting to kind of replace that third person, or not necessarily want to replace that third, but wanting specifically Brooklyn to be their third. But you also got to think about how it looked, right? Because they're in this small town and both of our spouses or girlfriend, boyfriend, both of our partners have been murdered. And now all three of us are linking up. Like that looks a little sus, right? So they also have, you have to deal with like how that looks in this small town, or where it's basically like my husband and your wife cheated on us with each other and they ended up murdered. So we got together. It looks like we killed them so we could be together, right? But in addition to the polyamorous relationship, there's also aspects of BDSM. Now, this one's BDSM light. I want to say all of these are BDSM light. Beers and Bondage is the name of the series, so all of them have some aspect of power exchange in them. But there's polyam and BDSM light in this one. It was really good. I gave it 5 stars. Yeah, I was making a fuck up of that summary. You should read it. It's really good. Next one I read was Smoke Bitten, which was the next book in the Mercy Thompson series. I was hella waiting for this one. I think I read it as soon as it came out. I did not enjoy it as much. Okay, so on the scale of all the Mercy Thompson books, I think out of all 12 of them, only 3 of them were 4-star books for me, if I remember correctly. 2 or 3 of them. This is one of the 4-star ones. So it's not that I didn't enjoy it. I just didn't like it as much as I usually like Patricia Briggs' writing. But in this one, it's urban fantasy, firstly. And there's a romance arc in it that goes over all of the books that starts about book 3 or 4, as urban fantasy series tend to do, at least the ones I like, because I like the romance where you can keep coming back to the same characters and watching them build together, as opposed to the series where it's like one couple, then another couple, then another couple. I like following that same couple and watching them build and grow. That sounds voyeuristic, but this is book 12 in the Mercy Thompson series. Mercy is a coyote shifter, Native American coyote shifter, and her significant other is werewolf. Here's the summary. I am Mercedes. I'm not going to read her whole name because spoilers if you haven't read the series yet. My only superpower is that I turn into a 35-pound coyote and I fix Volkswagen. She's also a mechanic. But I have friends in odd places and a pack of werewolves at my back. It looks like I'm going to need them. Centuries ago. Spoilers. Yeah. So there are fae, there's goblins, there's witches. There is a lot of like werewolf pack politics in this series that I really like. So you can tell like the mechanics of how this world works and how the packs all work together has been pretty well thought out. So for that reason, I really enjoyed them. Also, they're just really enjoyable books. And I like Mercedes because she's not a typical female main character in a lot of urban fantasy series. You get a lot of ones where it's really specific that they like to wear tight clothes all the time and they put on makeup a lot. Mercy is the antithesis of that. Antithesis. English is hard. She's very that though. She's the polar opposite. Mercy's a mechanic. She's like permanent grease and dirt under her nails from working on these old Volkswagen vehicles. She's inelegant compared to her husband's ex, but like they ride for each other. So it's really good. The politics is really great. You make a good point about how the politics is changing. That's actually why I stopped reading the summary, right? Because everything that's happening book to book to book is changing and evolving how the politics works in some pretty big ways. So for me to even just continue to read the summary of what's happening in this book, even though it's pretty vague, spoilery like a mofo, but it's really good series if you have not checked. It is like out of all my urban fantasy series period, all of my series period, Mercy Thompson series, Kate Daniels series, Alpha and Omega series, and the Shirley Canyon series are like all equally top 4. And maybe the Shirley Canyon series has fallen down a tier below the other 3, only because the quality of the books to me is decreasing, because we're in like book 30 at this point. It's a fuck ton of them shits. But yeah, I really enjoyed that one. And we are up to July. The next book I read was also an arc. Child, okay. So we got like a couple more singles, and then I have a lot of books by one specific author who I binged. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of her books. I'm going to just talk about her writing as a whole, so you guys can I'm not going over each individual book. So the next book that I read was also an arc that I got from NetGalley. It is Simmer Down by Sarah Smith. This one I really enjoyed. It takes place in Hawaii. I don't know how to say Hawaii correctly. Forgive me if I butcher it. This one is a rom-com about the owner of a food truck. So Nikki DeMarco knew life wouldn't be all sunshine and coconuts when she quit her dream job to help her mom serve mouth-watering Filipino dishes to hungry beachgoers. But she didn't expect the Maui food truck scene to be so eat or be eaten, or the competition to be so smoking hot. But TV's Filipino Cucina has faced, but Tiva's, sorry, not TV's. Filipino Christina has faced bigger road bumps than the arrival of Callum James. Nikki doesn't care how delectable the British food truck owner is. He rudely set up shop next to her coveted beach parking spot. He's stealing her customers and fanning the flames of public feud that make her see sparks. The solution? Let the upcoming Maui Food Truck Festival decide their fate. Winner gets to keep the parking spot, loser pounds the sand. But the longer their rival simmers, the more Nikki starts to see a different side of Callum, a sweet protective side. Is she brave enough to call a truce, or will a trusting Callum with her heart mean jumping from a frying pan into the fire? So, I really, really, really like this one. This is the second book I read of Sarah Smith's. I can't, for the life of me, right this minute, remember the other one. Faker was the other book of hers, but they're really super cute. You recognize them because they're in this era of these romance books that have the animated kind of graphic designed book covers. Diesel, will you please stop scratching? God damn. So Nikki has a Filipino food truck, and then Callum has a British food truck. Nikki's there first. She and her mom set up the food truck after her dad died. It was a dream of her dad's. They have this awesome, great spot on this beach. It is a highly sought after food truck. And then Callum, as soon as he starts with his British food truck, decides to start parking right next to her, which is bad food truck etiquette. It's like an unwritten rule, because when she did that, when she first got there, everybody ran her the fuck out of there. So now she's had this spot, they're starting to do well, and he shows up and she's like, dude, what the fuck? He is a complete asswipe at first, so it's kind of a hate to love, in addition to building up this kind of romance in the middle of this work feud. So as the romance builds, there's still the work feud, right? And then what's funny about it also is that the customers notice the feud because they're doing little silly shit to sabotage each other's trucks. So like while they're cooking, one will sneak out of the back of their truck and go move a sign, go hide all the napkins, go hide the silverware that are out for the customers to grab on a little side table or something like that. But it's super cute. I really enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars. I don't remember why I gave it 4 stars. Usually if it's a book like this and I give it 4 stars, it's because I think the characters being stubborn got dragged on for quite a while. I'm not talking to you, madam. Why are you mean mugging me over there? But yeah, it was super cute. I really enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars. Did I make any highlights? No, because it was an arc, so I couldn't. But it's a super adorable read. I don't expect a whole lot of craziness from rom-coms, so it was cute and simple, which is what I expected it to be. That sounds bad, but it was, no, I'm serious, it was cute. The next one was also another arc that I got from NetGalley. It is another one of those drawn artsy, cutesy kind of covers. This one is The Boy Toy by Nicole Marsh. This one, I can remember specifically why I gave it 4 stars instead of 5. But before we get into that, let me read you the summary, if it ever loads. Simmer down. It's making its round of booktubes right now. It's been a lot of hauls. It's a really cute book. It is. It's. I think it's good, like lighthearted, like uplifting romance right now, especially because everything is going. I mean, it's been going to shit. It's in the shitter. It's not going to shit. It's the bar is set in hell. Okay. You just gotta be chewing on something, huh? All right, so The Boy Toy, Bok Choy. The Boy Toy by Nicole Marsh. Holy fuck, the summary is long. A woman ready to give up on love discovers that age is truly just a number in this heartwarming and steamy new romantic comedy. I didn't need to read that. For almost a decade, successful 37-year-old Samira Broderick has been hustling. For almost a decade, successful 37-year-old Samira Broderick has used her bustling LA practice as an excuse to avoid a trip home to Australia. She still resents her meddling Indian mother for arranging her marriage to a man who didn't stick around when the going got tough. But now with the new job down under, she's finally ready to reconnect with her. And while she's there, a hot international fling might be just what she needs to get out of her recent funk. Aussie stuntman Rory Radcliffe has been hiding his stutter for years by avoiding speaking roles. When a job he can't refuse comes up as a reality show host, he knows he'll need some help for the audition. a dialect coach. But he finds himself at a loss of words when he discovers the same sexy woman with whom he just had a mind-blowing one-night stand. Oh, when he discovers it's the same sexy woman with whom he had a mind-blowing one-night stand. Apparently, I can't read. Samira can think of many reasons why Rory is completely wrong for her. He's 10 years her junior, for one, and he's not Indian, something Samira's mother would never approve of. Even if things were to get serious, there's no reason to tell her mother, is there? All right, so that right there, that last line is why it got set to 4 stars for me instead of 5. This is a thing I typically have, an issue I typically have when I'm reading books in which the main characters have this familial reason why they can't be together because one of their families won't approve and they just refuse to say anything. You're not 19, you're not 20, you're not 21. You are 37 whole ass years old. And you don't want to tell your mom, this is what we want me to do. I went with your pick and it did not work. This is who I'm with. Like 37 years old. Goddamn. So for that reason, it annoyed me because that part dragged on way too long. I also didn't like how she harped on the age difference between the two of them because one is 37, one's 27. Also probably could have been low-key triggered because the person dating is 10 years younger than me. So but yeah, other than that, the book is good. So Samira or Sam. Samira is her ex left her because of some health things she had that trigger warning for fertility issues. If that is, yes, trigger warning for fertility issues. She had fertility issues. She could not get pregnant, or she could not stay pregnant. I can't remember which one it was. But because of this, her husband left her for a younger woman with whom they immediately got pregnant. So she kind of held on to that for a while. She didn't date. And then while everyone is starting to talk about how, hey, your ex is having another kid, she is just not having it. So she decides to let loose. She meets this cute ass Aussie guy in a bar and sleeps with him because, you know, it's fun to sleep with him. We can't ever be a thing. And then later on, he shows up as one of her patients. Doesn't realize it's her because in her practice, she goes by Sam and not Samira. And he didn't catch her last name, I'm pretty sure. So there's not a hate to love, but there's that kind of we can't be together because of the family and the age thing. But all of the we can't be together because stuff is on her side. So it kind of gives a little bit of vein of he's chasing her and she's like, fuck off, kid, which got a little bit annoying for me at times. There's also like a stutter that he has to deal with for a reason. He's going to dialect coach. So with some things he's closed off. And then he's also trying very hard not to let her see his stutter. So he didn't have one at the bar because he had been drinking, because he was relaxed, and because she did most of the talking. But he's embarrassed to let her. Oh, I thought she was taking a dump. No, but she's peeing. I walked with them. I promise I walked her before I sat down to film. But anyway, get away from that, please. Oh, hello. Hi, baby. Yeah, so I lost all train of thought. He doesn't want her to be a speech therapist, so he goes with the friend. So she won't see how bad the stutter is, but they keep bumping into each other. That's essentially like it's a pretty nothing wholly unique about the plot. Indian mother is a little bit overbearing, but she just flat out refused to like tell her mom left, which I think that dragged on pretty far, which is why it knocked it down to 4 stars for me. If you'll pardon me, I have to get them up. I can't just like let that sit there. It's gonna bug my whole soul. I mean, I'm gonna have to mop it again, obviously, but it just I can't do it. Not in front of the shelves, man. Not the gumdrop This live show is so ghetto. I'm sorry. Okay. The next book. Oh fuck! It's over. Where is it? The next book I read were the Shuri. I read the Shuri comic. By Nnedi Okorafor, who wrote the Binti series. She wrote Who Fears Death, Lagoon. She's a sci-fi writer. Her writing is A1. I read all of the Shuri comics that were out to date. I also read all of the Black Panther comics that can't think of his name. Suffice it to say that unfortunately, when I can't think of his name. Holy fuck. What the fuck, bro? Oh, I'm going to hell. When Chadwick Boseman passed, all of the Black Panther comics became free on the app. So I read Shuri before this. Shuri I read in July. He passed in late August. But I ended up reading them all after that. But for some reason, I didn't. The comics were individually on the app. Hold on, because it's going to piss me off. They're not in there like a graphic novel. They're individual, like comics, like the little flimsy ones. So there was no way. I was not logging each and every individual one of those. So I just didn't keep track of them. But on the Comixology app, all of the I'm not signed in. That's fucking cute. You signed me out. All of the Black Panther comics are free. So I did read a bunch of the newer ones. But Marvel, the way they number their comics is a fucking pain in the dick. But yeah. So I read that. It was A1 on point as per usual. And it was good to read a graphic novel / comic book. I hadn't read any of those in a while. It was excelente. All right. So after this, the books get more black until the end of the year, with the exception of one book. So let's skip to that one first. Oh, excuse me. God, hiccups. No, never mind. Well, I'll go in order. Fuck this. So the next one I read was Loving a Memphis Hoodlum by B-Love. It is a hood romance. Hello, what are you doing? There we go. It is a hood romance. And as you know, earlier this year or the end of last year, hood romances got there's a lot of discourse and discord on book Twitter about Black romance and different types of Black romances. At the end of the year or beginning of the year, I don't remember which one. But at any rate, this one I got. The author sent it to me in exchange for a review. I gave it 4 stars. I still need to do a book in which I talked about it. Actually, this was supposed to be a planned out video in which I go in depth with them, but it was going to be a long ass video, and she didn't want to edit that because you see I'm already 143, an hour and 43 minutes into this, and I'm up to November. I read a lot more in November than I read in a lot of year, in the whole year put together, because all the rest of the books I read were in November. But yeah, Loving a Memphis Hoodlum by B-Love. It is a urban romance, and this one, hello. This one is about a bunch of siblings. I gave this one 4-star siblings. I had a hard time keeping track of. Did you buy a gas station drug money? No, not this one. Oh my god. Did you see though? There is so he's referencing a comment that was made. It was a comment that was made in that discourse about Black romance when they were talking about the type of black romance that they didn't like, and someone mentioned, oh, yeah, and then he buy. Well, some comment was made about buying, things like buying business or gas station specifically with drug money. And then within 24 hours, I shit you not, there was. Let me find it. I'm gonna link it because y'all gonna think I'm lying. Hold on. Why are you yelling at me, ma'am? Hey. This shit's funny to me. It'll link you to German Amazon, but it's available on American Amazon too. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Someone published it. And it is called Gas Station Drug Money, a Ganton Hills short. It's by Aubrey Penn. It is a short, a novella in an already existing series. But when I tell you that bitch went up quick, oh my God, I tried not to find it funny, but I was fucking hollering. Oh my God. Okay. Loving a Memphis hoodlum, because I could talk about that shit all day. I will go on and on. Loving a Memphis hoodlum is not specifically about any one couple. It is about all of these couples in this family. So for me, that gets a little hard for me to follow. I tend to not like fantasies where they follow a whole bunch of different characters, like one or two, maybe three main characters, or two main characters that interact a whole lot. These were three separate summaries. So three separate couples. Let me read it so you can see how kind of convoluted it sounds. Ives, Ren, and Maverick Gay's lives were planned out for them before they were even born, not just by God, but by their earthly father. Ivory Gay has headed the largest criminal organization in Memphis for the past 20 years. His iron fist gained fair respect, while his community involvement gained love. And because of who he is, his daughters are known as royalty. Hayes, Cruz, and Quest Humphreys travel all across the U.S., taking over every cartel their father Carl commands. When these brothers return to Memphis, they expect to be their priority as usual. That changes. Bitch. When these brothers return to Memphis, they expect business to be their priority as usual. That changes the moment they meet the Gay sisters. So it follows all three couples. And for me, that got a little bit hard for me to follow. Not hard to follow. It was easy to follow. I just prefer it to be give me more time with each couple instead of putting all three couples in one book. But it was a genre I specifically picked because the author gave me a choice. She was like, okay, well, here you can pick from all of these books. I specifically wanted to read a hood romance. I picked one that involved criminal aspects on purpose because that's what I wanted to read. I enjoyed motorcycle club romances. Same shit. Mobster romance, mafia romance, all that shit. It's all stereotypes, but it's romance. Romance is all trite anyway, like published romance books. It's not that long. It's not that long at all. It is. Oh, that's a lie. It is. It's 500 pages. Yeah. So I struggled with it, and so even though I enjoyed it, I had a hard time getting through that. So it was 4 stars for me. But yeah. I'm late coming in, but I also love Patricia Briggs. I've already read Wild Sign and listened to it separately. She's an automatic buy for me. Yes. Patricia Briggs is an automatic buy for me too, but I haven't been able to read Wild Signs yet. But yeah, usually I pre-order all of them. I don't know if you can see. There are all my Patricia Briggs books that I have. I tend to buy them in hardcover and collect them, except for the one that's really expensive for one reason. I think it's Iron. The third book in the Patricia Briggs series is really fucking expensive and hard to find, so I don't have that yet. But I'm a little butthurt about it. But yeah, the Alpha and Omega books, I think that's number 6. Oh, I'm about to sneeze. This cranberry juice is fucking me up, and I don't know why. It's the tartness is messing with my sinuses and shit. I usually don't drink cranberry juices while I'm being a vagina about it. I should have put something else in it. Let's just switch to this one, which also has Crown in it. Diesel. Diesel likes to mark things. Get away from my Funkos. You got a supernatural Funkos too? Nah, buddy. You got some problems. All right. So the next book that I read was the last book by a white person that I read in 2020. All the rest of them have been by Black authors. This one was the newly released A Deal with the Elf King by Elise Kova. Elise Kova writes some good ass fucking fantasies. Legit, like some good ass fucking fantasies. She wrote, oh, now I'm not gonna remember what the name of the series is, but it was really good. What the hell was it? The Air Awakens series. I read the entire fucking series in one day. I didn't sleep. I didn't eat. I got up to go to the bathroom, and that was it. There's 5 books in that series, I want to say. I read all 5 of them books in one day. It's not like they were particularly short books. They're like 200, 300, 350. Hold on. Let me open one. Let's see. Opening a new window. What? I got so much shit. Yeah, 330 pages, the first one. But her books are really good. So this was a new series. I want to say it's adult. Air Awakens was like new adult-ish, if I remember right. But this one is part of a new series called Married to Magic. Unfortunately, it's like all each book is going to have a new couple and not be the same one. So I was a little butthurt about that because I do enjoy following her romances because she writes them so fucking well. For instance, in Training, and I say this every time I talk about the book, so if you've watched any of my videos where I talk about it, you may have heard me say it before. But the couple in Air Awakens, one's the prince, and one is, I think, a new sorceress, something like that. The prince was trying to train her, and it was very hate to love. It was very Rowan and what the fuck is that bitch's name from the Sarah J. Maas series? Selena. When he was just like, we're not having this punk shit. We're gonna train. Get the fuck up. So in this one, the couple was training, and essentially he was like, I ain't gonna date no weak bitch. Save yourself. And he pushed her off the roof to see if her powers would kick in. I am such a trash, toxic person, apparently, because that was when I was like, oh, I love this couple. Because he pushed her off the roof. What is wrong with me? Oh my God. Anyway, that was the Air Awakens romance, which I fucking love that shit. I fucking love it. All right. So, A Deal with the Elf King. The elves come for 2 things, war and wives. In both cases, they come for death. 3,000 years ago, damn dog. 3,000 years ago, humans were hunted by powerful races with wild magic until the tree was formed. Now, for centuries, the elves have taken a young woman from Luella's village to be their human queen. To be chosen is seen as a mark of death by the townsfolk. A mark 19-year-old Luella is grateful to have escaped as a girl. Instead, she's dedicated her life to studying herbology and becoming the town's only healer. That is, until the Elf King unexpectedly arrives for her. Ma'am, can you stop chewing on my things? Hi, Dollface. Are you bored? Is that what the problem is? Would you like to sit with me for a little bit? Come sit with me. Oi, you're so heavy. Fuck my life. No looking for you. Come sit with me, doggy. She don't like it. This ain't gonna last long. She already twitching. Yeah, she don't like it. Okay. I'm sorry I bothered you. But you gotta stop chewing on things. Okay, Diesel. Goddamn, you jealous fuck. Okay. Get up there. Stop scratching my damn. Oh, you don't want to now? Because you want to see what she's doing? You peed on something. You marked something in my room. Did. Okay. Stop scratching. These dogs are utter... Not these dogs. Diesel. Diesel is utter chaos. Backtrack. That is until the Elf King arrives unexpectedly for her. Everything Luella thought she knew about her life and herself was a lie. Taken to a land filled with wild magic, Luella is forced to be the new queen to a cold yet blisteringly handsome Elf King. Once there, she learns about a dying world that only she can save. The magical land of Midscape pulls on one corner of her heart, her home, and people tug on another. But what will truly break her is a passion she never wanted. It's a complete standalone novel inspired by the tales of Hades and Persephone, as well as Beauty and the Beast, with the happily ever after ending. Perfect for fantasy romance fans looking for just the right amount of steam with their next slow burn and swoon-worthy couple. Have you met me? Have you met me? Hades and Persephone retelling, Beauty and the Beast retelling, fantasy romance. I want it. Okay? It ended up being a 4-star read for me, though. Let me tell you why. So, Luella is in this village, right? And in this village, every so many years, they send a girl of a certain age to be the next wife. They don't know what happens to the wife of the Elf King. They just know that this bitch don't come back, or she come back and she be fucked off. Like, she's be real quiet, completely changed, or they come back and they decide that they can't live there anymore. So when they do come back, they tend to go away and stay away from the village and never return. And nobody can know quite what that is. They think maybe she's traumatized. They don't know what she goes through. They're just like, well, you send us back our loved one and they don't want to be around us. So Luella's like, okay, she's safe. Like, we know every year who the person is, except for this one year. We don't know who it is, but it's not me because I haven't shown any signs of magic, except that she does, but it's hidden. And it's really stupid in the way that it's hidden. So this is why it was 4 stars instead of 5 stars for me. That, in addition to, she is very much, I've said this before, and I've had this issue, particularly with the Vampires of Chicago series, in which the heroine just has the hardest time accepting her circumstances fucking ever. Now, what I mean by this, in the Vampires of Chicagoland series, when homegirl got changed into a vampire, she just was not having shit. She was mad. She held a grudge for forever. It's not like you're holding a grudge, or it's not like you're not letting go of something that can be reversible. Like, I'm mad, you fucking hit my car. Now this car has got to be fixed. I'm going to be mad this whole time. I got a rental and I got to pay for this shit and blah, blah, blah. You are mad about something that has permanently changed you. And at this point, like, you can accept the fact that this person saved your life by changing you to a vampire, or go, fuck it, like, off me then, because I don't want it. Like, you don't choose either of those options. You just continue to be angry and cranky. But mind you, this person saved you. So while I know that logistically, alternately altering someone's permanent state of being without their consent is, of course, a problem. But we're talking about urban fantasy situation here, right? So if somebody changed me into a vampire and the alternative was that I'm going to be dead, I'm going to be like, I can get used to the taste of nickels because blood tastes like nickels or whatever the fuck. I can get used to that. I don't want to be dead. Thank you for saving me type shit. Do I want to be a vampire? No. Do I want to be dead? Also fucking no. So the heroine in A Deal with the Elf King had a hard case of just like holding on to and not letting go and not accepting her circumstances. I get that she had no time beforehand to prep. But on some things, it's like what's done is done. And in this case, just like with Chicagoland Vampires, had you just accepted it or tried to make peace with it, even if you don't have to accept it right off the bat, but going, okay, this is where I'm at. I need to make the best of it. It goes a long way towards not making you as miserable. Let's apply that to real life, right? Me being over here and Corona fucking me off. And now I am just like everybody else, not doing what I prefer to be doing, but it's for my own safety. Instead of me constantly going, I can't travel, I can't travel, I can't travel. The alternative is I travel and I and or someone close to me fucking dies. So would I want to be sitting in my house all day? No. Am I going to do it because it's safe? Mm-hmm. There's no point in constantly harping on the fact that I can't travel, constantly being upset about it, or just fucking doing it anyway because it's dangerous. And what the fuck is that? Luella is just constantly trying to escape, knowing what the consequences are, that someone's going to die, that she is going to die. If you can't go back, suck it the fuck up. You cannot go back. Like, it sucks. Take the time to accept that, mourn it, mope, whatever, but don't do things that are going to shoot you in the foot when you know you can't fucking leave. Like, that annoys me. That's like me saying, well, I'm not accepting the fact that I can't travel. I'm going to fucking do it anyway. But then you get mad when you get coronavirus. Whose fucking fault was that, man? Like, it Does it, am I making like that makes no sense to me? So it just irked me. It's the same thing with Homegirl from Chicago and Vampire. She would just constantly do shit that caused her problems because she was mad about her circumstances. You can't cut off your nose to spite your face, boo boo. That's stupid. Like, be mad, but also don't fuck yourself up further. So for that reason, like, it irked me. Also, something about the way the magic system was, and the reason that when we find out why the Elf King took a woman every so many years from this village, why he actually had to, the Hades and Persephone aspect of it, like why she needed to be there. Something about it didn't gel well for me. Like it didn't click well. It wasn't that it wasn't done well. It was just like, oh, is that it? That's why. Mm-hmm. What are you chewing on? So yeah, that's why it's 4 stars instead of 5. But that woman's writing is a fucking 1. There was just some things that I didn't like about the way this one was particularly done, but the book was thoroughly enjoyable. Don't get me wrong, and I will be reading the second one when it comes out. Went on a little mini rant there. I did. All right, now we get into this author who I fucking binge read. Let's count: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 books in a row by in the month of November. November 9th, I read 2 of them. November 10th, I read 3 of them. November 11th, I read 3 of them. Like, back to back to back. Her name on Goodreads, Ashley Nicole, with no spaces in it. I binge read 8 of her books back to back to back to back to back. Alex, please stop chewing on my boxes, man. Please stop chewing on my boxes, man. Please stop chewing on my boxes, man. Please stop chewing on my boxes. Thank you very much. Oof, child, she's stressing me out. All right, so the first one that I read, scoot over that ass too fat, was The Law of Attraction. It was the second book in the Montgomery Girls series. So here is the thing with me and back reading everything the author has written, or a bunch of stuff that the author has written. If it's contemporary romance, I give no fuck about spoilers, right? Because the couples got together, right? So there's not really much you can spoil. So if I'm reading book 2 instead of book 1, and all it tells me is that, yeah, this person and this person are married, like Brad and Brittany are married. Okay, that's fine. I knew they was going to get together when I saw the names on the back of this book as a summary. So when I skipped over it and decided to read book 2 first because it looked more interesting, it really didn't bother me that I read them out of order, because when I still go back and read it, guess what? Even if I read them in order, just me picking it up, I know these 2 motherfuckers gonna get together because it's a romance book. That's what's supposed to happen. Like, yeah. So I read a lot of them out of order. It doesn't matter. But first one I read was The Law of Attraction. Summary for this one. Taryn's been missing out on the best part of life. With a controlling father and a boyfriend trying to be her father, she feels it'll never happen. Then a chance encounter one evening changes everything. Case is having one of the hardest days of his life until he finds himself alone with a mystery woman with a secret need that only he can satisfy. Ultimately, he finds that she sates a need he didn't realize he had. After 3 days together, is it a fling or is it the law of attraction at play? Did I highlight? I didn't highlight any of this one. Okay. So these books were some, again, they were unapologetically Black all the way through. The character was unapologetically Black. And it was characters that wasn't really any like race trauma porn in there. Also, it was just so fucking well written. The characters are so fucking well rounded. And I especially love I read a romance and the characters make me fucking laugh. These characters were everything. Side characters, all of them were great. If you have great character study, I am in there like swimwear. I'm good to fucking go. I really won't even care what the characters are doing much, because I just enjoy the fact that the characters are so fucking well written. So in this one, Taryn, basically her father and her boyfriend are trying to team up and they basically try to control her. So she leaves after she tells them fuck off. She's kind of on this little, like when you make a big decision in your life, sometimes you just kind of wander around. Like you'll go sit in, I don't know, a pub you wouldn't usually sit at to listen to like some poetry or something. That's what she did. She walked by this church, saw this meeting going on, and it was like a poetry slam. So she just went in there and sat because she just needed to like be elsewhere. Case was there because his fiance, like he was there in a suit. She notices this guy in a suit. She doesn't know why he's sitting over there, but they get together, they link up, they end up spending the night in this hotel. And instead of like it being a one night stand, they end up cooped up in that bitch for 3 days together. And then they end up running into each other in real life after that. He's there because he's there after his failed wedding. He finds out that his ex is cheating on him. And that's where he goes to get some space. It's across the street from where his wedding was supposed to take place. It's across the street from a church, not in the church, excuse me. So, why do I sound fucking congested? So I really, 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 really enjoyed this book. I also like the unique take on because this character, usually it's like the story in which the woman is jilted and then she spends her honeymoon like getting her groove back. In this one, he gets jilted and 3 of the days that he spends holed up with Taryn were the days that he should have been on his honeymoon, but he spends them lost in her instead. And then they kind of have this moment where they're trying to figure out why, or they're not trying to figure out why. They're steady focused on the fact that they shouldn't be together, while it's almost kismet because they keep running into each other anyway. Anyways, it's so fucking well done. I really enjoyed this, and I enjoyed it so much that I read 7 more of her books within the next 2 fucking days. So they are all on Kindle Unlimited. They were free if you have Kindle Unlimited. Trust me, they are really, 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 really good. One particular one that I liked, Mine to Have, in which the love interests are, one is a police officer, and I think one is not a police officer, a detective. Police officer. One's a detective, and the other one is a new person on the force, and it's like a slow burn, hate to love. And one of them, Mine to Keep, I read the. Will you stop chewing on my? And Mine to Keep, which stands out to me, is one I really liked. Noelle still has terrible luck with men. So terrible, in fact, she's thinking of giving up dating altogether. Because seriously, who needs a man when you're working your dream job and you just moved into your dream condo? It has the perfect setup, is in the perfect location, even comes with the perfect neighbor. He helps take the trash out, helps with dinner, and is big and brawny just the way she likes him. Shoot, he even rubs her feet after work. He's perfect. Although there is an issue with a pesky little stalker situation. They just won't let me be. Hey, come here. She barks at shadows and it's getting dark. It's 9 o'clock. Come here, baby. It's okay. Yeah, there you go, wiggle butt. You good. So Noelle and Jalen are neighbors. Noelle moves into this building. Jalen is her super sexy, thick neighbor. And he's a sweetheart. Like, he's helping her out. But little does she know, he has a stalker. So the stalker sees like him go into her apartment at night. He's gonna come down to tomorrow. Sees her over there, and the stalker, of course, escalates. So that's how the romance, a little bit of forced proximity with that. And that's the secret that keeps them apart for a little bit. Not necessarily apart, but they're trying to work out the stalker situation. My dog is barking in shadows. I need to start wrapping this up. But it's okay because I only got like 2 books outside of this that I need to talk about. So can you just hold just a little longer, baby girl, please? But yeah, Ashley Nicole's books, I fucking love them. Every single one of them, I want to say, was 5 stars. 2 out of the 8 were 4 stars. The other 6 were all 5 stars. If you stop fucking with it, thank you. Holy crap. All right, and then I read Oops by Alexandra Warren. This one was super freaking fucking cute. I gave this one 5 stars. I'm gonna have to read summary for this one because I'm gonna fuck up what their jobs are. This one was also a Kindle Unlimited freebie, also with Black characters by a Black author, an author that was new to me. Ashley Nicole was new to me. That's why I went through and binged all of her damn books. But this one was a super tropey, super fucking cute romance, which I really, really fucking enjoyed. All the things I liked about these ones, like no fucking race trauma porn at the fuck. Open, please, sesame. I done made these 2 drinks to get through this and can't even fucking drink them, and my dog is not letting me live. Hey, stop it. Stop it. She looking at me like, who the fuck? As if sleeping with the enemy wasn't disastrous enough. For Cameron Fox, living a private, purpose-driven, drama-free life is a top priority. In her opinion, Maverick Woods represents everything opposite of that. He's social media famous, ultra fine, and completely irresponsible, making him something like the enemy as far as she's concerned. But everything changes when the surprise moment of passion between the two of them results in a positive pregnancy test. So the reason I said this one is super trophy, goddamn honest. No. Thank you. The reason I said this one is super trophy, because it is in a moment of celebration, she slept with someone who she pretty much hates everything that he stands for. Like, everything about him just shows that he's a fuckboy and he's just completely irresponsible. He's always trending on Facebook, not Facebook, Jesus, on Instagram, Snapchat. He is a social media influencer to the level of they pay him to do club appearances and shit. So she's just really not feeling him, or she tries to keep him at bay, even though she kind of is feeling him. He is feeling her super, super fucking hard. He pops up at her office all the time, wants to say hi. He's her boss's son, which is why they're always in the same vicinity. And I think she's in public relations, which is another reason. She's just like, I don't need that level of drama. Just no. But again, a moment of celebration, a night, a job well done. They end up sleeping together in her office. And then she's like, what the fuck have I done? I didn't fucking like you. But now she's pregnant. So super trophy, but also super well done. The banter between these fucking characters is everything. Here are some of the highlights. All right. So in one instance, when she mentioned it choking him because he was getting on her nerves, he said, and besides, if your hands are ever wrapped around my neck, it damn sure ain't gonna be because you trying to hurt me. One of his musings, that was a quote at 4% in, mind you. This one 9% in. Goddamn, she was looking beautiful tonight. I was trying to put my finger on exactly what it was about her, but really it was everything, all of it, all of her. This one I thought was funny. It was a banter between her mom and her sister talking. When she was trying to say, I forgot what the conversation was specifically, but it was funny to me because it was the mom saying that she belonged to the streets, like literally. So the quote says, "And I belong to the streets." My mother added. My eyes went wide while Melinda bust out laughing. And then at 84%, while when she's pregnant, and while they're working on like being a couple and actually working things out, this is from his point of view. But the more she kissed me, the more my face started itching, distracting me enough to ask, why the fuck are my lips feeling so tingly? Oh, I forgot about that, she sighed, already looking guilty as hell when I pressed. You forgot about what? Avoiding my eyes, she released another sigh before she answered. I ate some peanut M&Ms earlier because I was mad at you. So you tried to kill me? I asked, rubbing my nose and lips to alleviate the itching. She defended. You said your peanut allergy was mild. Hell. So little shit like that. Like, if you can't tell, I like borderline problematic couples. I don't know what's wrong with me. I just like the couples that just like their fights are super fucking interesting to me. So if it's a fantasy, urban fantasy, where they like spar and brawl together, or in this case, like, I do not condone in real life anybody actually eating peanuts. If your partner has a peanut allergy, do not fucking do that. But in this context, it was fucking funny. But don't do it in real life, please. Thank you. Don't do that ever. That's an asshole thing to do. But in a fictional world, it was fucking funny. I think he stayed out too late at the club or something. So that was by Alexandra Warren. And then I read 2 books by Nicole Falls, one of which, the first one was Adore You. Which I will put the title up here. All right. So Devorah Lee has spent her adult life searching for a guy who has the zing, but she has a penchant for falling for the wrong guy. Enter Ellis Taylor, the notorious playboy brother of her ex, who's on a mission to show her he's Mr. Right. Like that's all I needed. Like again, another one that's super tropey, but super cute and super well done. This is another one where the dialogue between the characters, including like the jokes, the banter, the back and forth, as well as the intellectual scenes, the romantic scenes, is just on fucking point. And then the other one I read by Nicole Falls was called A Natural Transition. This one, Naima Landry is an expert on beats and a pro between the sheets, more interested in her flourishing career as a DJ than settling down with anyone for longer than it takes to get through a playlist. Langston Good may be Mr. Buttoned Up corporate guy on the outside, but don't let the suits fool you. He's a man on the rise with his eyes on the prize, ready to finally lay his claim on Naima's heart. Since their first meeting, Naima and Langston have been at odds, and they are perfectly fine with that arrangement until the undeniable current of desire that crackled between them was no longer avoidable. I gave this one 4 stars. I can't remember what it was that irked me about it, but I enjoyed it so much that like even reading it now, I kind of want to read it again. Reason being, so first of all, I don't see many books about female DJs, and I don't. I really enjoy the buttoned up, but it's also hardcore or hard ass love interest. So in this one, Langston looks like a super dork to her, right? Because she's more hood than he is. Comma pause, like Langston will fuck you up if you mess with his girl, which I really enjoy that. I told you, like, something's wrong with me. When it comes to like romance novels, I'm like low-key, I'm not gonna say I'm low-key problematic because that's not necessarily, I don't believe I am. I just enjoy this like low-key problematic edge to my romances in fiction, mind you. But I thought it was thoroughly super, like I enjoyed that kind of character where he really chill. He don't like to really fuck with nobody. He just stay in his own lane until you mess with his woman. Then he's like, yeah, see, now I gotta fuck you up. He didn't even say nothing. It's just like, bah! Something's wrong with me. I know something's wrong with me. It's fine. Just ignore it. So that part in and of itself, I loved. There was something missing in this one though. I don't know what it was that irked me. Did I do any highlights for this one? I didn't. But I still really enjoyed it. It was like a high 4 stars for me. I think I remember like kind of going back and forth between 4 and 5. But the blooming of the relationship though was dope. I think though what I didn't like was the reason that she gave him such a hard time above and beyond her thinking he was a dork. It was over simple misunderstanding bullshit because I think what the deal was that he said something about her career. He works with her dad. And so her dad disrespects her career constantly saying it's not a real job because you're a DJ, blah, blah, blah. It's your little, your little club job. When you going to get a real job type shit. And her dad was like, ain't that right, Langston? And Langston, like, of course, that's his boss. He's like, oh, yeah, haha, you should get a real job. And she held a grudge for that shit, like, ever since. Despite the fact that he's constantly been trying to talk to her when in the opportunity, of course, being adults, learn how to communicate, you can just go, I mean, is that really how you feel? Or even, to flip a Lauren on it, because my ass is petty. If I want to be like, because if you said something like to me, like, oh, okay, you all in my face, but I thought I needed a real job first. Why are you talking to me? And that even that will open the table for him to say, that's not really how I feel. I'm sorry. That was awkward. Your pops was trying to blah, blah, blah. And he my boss. Like, that's all you had to do, right, to clear that up. So that dragged on for quite a bit. And she held quite a grudge about that. And that is, if any of you guys have watched my channel or seen me talk in depth about books previously, especially in romances, that is a pet peeve of mine, that misunderstanding that just gets dragged on and on and on. And if you simply say, hey, yo, I got a question actually about something I heard you say, or I have a question about what you said to me before. Did you feel like blah, 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 because it's bothering me? Like, say something. It's too easy. Maybe it's because I'm like a little old lady at heart, or probably because I've had so many misunderstandings with people that for me, it's really important for me to go, okay, hold on. I understand that I feel this way, but that might not be how you meant it. So real quick, can you clear that up for me? It takes 2 seconds. 2 seconds. Because low-key, I'm a sensitive ass bitch. So I need to make sure before I get my feelings hurt, that's what you really meant or not. Then I can go cry in the corner by myself. And then lastly, I read Falling for a Night by Tay Russ. This is another new to me author that I got or found through Twitter on Kindle Unlimited. Then I'm winding this up because we are over 2 hours, but y'all are fucking awesome for hanging in. I didn't track any of my books for this year. I don't think I read any books this year. I didn't finish one. I read Legendborn, didn't finish it, and I started Empire of Gold and didn't finish it. So this book right here that I just put in this chat, that one is from, I finished that November 2020. That is the last time I finished the book. It's fucking April. December, January, February, March. It has almost been 5 fucking months since I finished the book. In 10 more days, it will have been 5 months since I finished the book. But yeah, these books though, like if you notice, none of these books are super heavy tropes. They're super light. No mentions of like health illnesses, like super deep drama, trauma, any of that shit. That's just really what's been helping me stay grounded in this COVID bullshit. But yeah, the last one that I read is Falling for a Night, book number 1 in the Wild Night series by Tay Russ. This one is, what is this one about? Oh, while vacationing in Trinidad, world-renowned photographer Roman Knight unexpectedly acquires a new muse, Cynthia Tremaine. The chemistry is off the charts and they can't resist giving into a night of passion together. Neither of them expected to see each other again after they parted ways, but fate seems to have other plans. So the only thing I highlighted from this one, this is so corny. Hold on, I'm gonna copy it because it made me laugh. This is a quote from the book, from her friends talking to her. So they're on a vacation in the Caribbean, right? And it's Carnival, or Carnival, I think is how you say it. Help. And she is talking to her friends, and they're trying to get her to loosen the fuck up. And this is a quote from her friend trying to get her to loosen up. Because, Carnival, the outfits, the costumes, the garments are usually pretty revealing, but they're also ornate and very gorgeous. And so I guess she got uncomfortable about some aspect of it. And her friend was like, you better show it off and see if you can find a Winston Duke out here to blow your M'Baku out. Winston Duke plays M'Baku in the Black Panther series. And man, it's fine, okay? But that shit was hilarious to me. I highlighted it because it makes me laugh. I don't really highlight the super mushy scenes unless they really kick me in the feels. I tend to highlight shit in books that makes me laugh. But yeah. So the only thing I think that killed this book for me is that some of the secondary characters were a little too much. They were very caricature-ish, which is what killed the enjoyment of the book for me a little bit. So that's why it was 4 stars for me instead of 5. And I want to say, I think it was like a 3.5. So it was cool. Like they met at Carnival in Trinidad. And they connected. They had this one night stand, and then they end up meeting later on. She actually works for her stepsister, and it's a little Cinderella-ish because her stepsister is a straight up cow, like straight up bitch. And she takes, as an adult, a grown woman who makes her own paycheck, has her own money, can do, does not have to take that shit. She's basically her little stepsister's personal assistant. And the reason I specifically make that delineation is like it's not sister, it's stepsisters, because her stepsister she's not treating her like family. She is using her basically like a fucking servant. So it's almost like a damn Cinderella retelling in that aspect. And I want to say she's a model. So later on, this is a little spoilery. Later on, there's a scene in which she's contracted for a job, and she acts a complete ass, does complete ridiculous shit. And the stuff that the sister does is like straight up no shit that anyone, it's like the shit that you hear like in a tabloids. So-and-so was acting a complete fool and they got fired from the job and nobody will hire them because of this. It's like outlandish shit. And so that took it from being a bitch to being a caricature of a bitchy famous character. And so that knocked down like the level of belief that's achievable for me several notches. And so that character does things like that several times throughout this book. And then in one particular instance, the character did something, they got fired. And then the photographer was like, yo, but wait though, you could fill in because you fine. Come on. And they're just that quick. They like violated the other person's contract. It's like, you know what? I know we had a contract, but rip. And your sister's going to take over for all of your future like jobs that were in this one contract. Like it was a little odd for me, particularly because the stepsister's behavior is so wild and off the charts. And particularly because she was taking that behavior and had been taking it for years, and there was nothing holding her there. She just like arbitrarily was letting this person walk all over her for no fucking reason. I was like, eh. So for me, that kind of ruined it a bit for me. But the chemistry is on point. So those are the books, the genres, the Black authors that I found that in a time where so many people were shitting on you for being unapologetically Black, saying that we deserved this, that, and the other, XYZ and third, basically saying that because whatever other person involved in these numerous number of altercations, the other person is a cop, therefore we deserve to die for existing in whatever lane we happen to be existing in that moment. It was very good for me to at least have this avenue to escape into, because 2020 mentally, emotionally, and physically kicked my ass. I had not been this depressed since my son died. Like, it was really fucking hard on me. So all I read was pretty much light stuff, steamy, smutty romances, feel good type of books where even if the character had trauma, it wasn't anything that was going to take me back into a space of having to confront or deal with racist negativity in a way that I have been having to, like, not being able to escape it. Like, granted, we can't escape it in everyday life. Look at me. Like, I can't hide the fact that I'm Black. But I want to come home and I don't want to have to see it and deal with it either. So there'd be days where I come home and there'd be all this shit on Twitter. And I'm just like, I can't right now. And I think those moments are when I'd be able to finally read again. And then something at work would happen or something COVID related would happen, which would make work really stressful. And then all I would do was exist in that space and just fucking suffer. So these are the books that really fucking helped me. If you have not read any of them and you're a fan of romance, and I have some urban fantasies in there, and you need like a pick-me-up, I suggest any of the romances because they were all on point. The one by Christina C. Jones that mentioned Lost in Death was a little heavy only on the character side. And there's the one that I mentioned, a trigger warning for fertility and infant loss. Other than that, everything was pretty lighthearted, feel good, romance, happy ending stuff that I read. Of course, with the exception of the Beers and Bondage series by Rebecca Witherspoon. But again, even they're not heavy. It's just the circumstances in which the characters meet. I guess they're a little dark because they're all running away from killers or assaulters in some way, shape, form, or fashion, or dealing with the death of someone who did them wrong type deal. But other than that, like all of the ones by Ashley Nicole are lighthearted, feel good. There was the one with a stalker in it, but I already told you about that one. It's called Mind to Hold, so avoid that one if you don't want to read about anything with a stalker. But all the rest of them, yes. Oh my God, I have been talking and chasing dogs and watching this burning candle in the corner for 2.5 hours. I cannot imagine trying to edit this down and make sense. And y'all have sat here through the fuckery and the foolishness. And I couldn't even make it through my liquor for courage. I made myself 2 drinks and they're sitting here basically untouched. So you guys are dealing with sober Lauren and her fuckery and foolishness, and I really fucking appreciate it. Thanks for dealing with my long absence. I am trying to get better with that also. Until I can get back to a place where I can take the time to spend all of this time editing, as well as all this time filming. But then, it takes almost twice as long to edit a video as it took you to film it, because you're constantly rewinding, slowing down, finding little places you said stupid shit or like and a bunch of times to cut it out. it takes 2 to 3 times as long to edit a video, sometimes as long as it did to film it. So that's why I'm struggling with that right now. But I super, super fucking appreciate you guys spending time with me, watching. It was really fucking hard for me to do this because I felt like everybody's like, the fuck? Girl, bye. You ain't been relevant since not the fuck ever. We was fine with your absence. So it was really fucking super helpful to do this. I might continue to do them this way until I can get up the gumption again to start fucking editing these videos, because I have been out of the habit of it for so long that it is taking me so much longer to film them, because simply, like, I have forgotten to get in the habit of keeping notes. So just constantly going and looking up the shit that I read. Can't remember the characters' names, can't remember anything. There's so much stuff I have to reteach myself. It's like I'm a baby YouTuber all over again. So this may be the form I use for a while, continue to do these lives. I think I might try to do one once a week with like a, hey, what have I read kind of thing. If any of you watch Drag Race, how they do, like, every time a person leaves, they do what you packing. I do like what have I read for the week, or talked about, or some kind of discussion, or do something bookish, or some kind of content. I need to be creating content again. Holy fuck. So thank you guys so much for joining me. It is 9:30 here. Oh, you guys are so sweet. You don't make me cry. I definitely read a lot of romance in 2020 and women's fiction, which I never did. 2020 was definitely the year for it. Oh, thank you. I missed interacting with you guys too so much. You guys are the bestest. This is just making me, it's giving me all the fucking feels. But yeah, I'm gonna try to do this. I don't know yet if I can commit to once a week. I'm gonna try once every 2 weeks. It's still really fucking hard for me right now because the depression is really fucking real. Like you saw when I got up, this is as dressed up as I've been getting lately. This is as cute as I get. This is the first time I put makeup on. I don't know how long, and just now I'm just stalling because I don't know what else to say. But you guys rock. Thank you for joining me. We will definitely do this again soon. As soon as I can manage to pick up a book this year, I will have content to film. I just need to read. So thanks for dealing with my shenanigans. Thanks for joining me. Fucking love you guys. You're awesome. And I will see you in the next one. Oh, Discord. Fuck. Wait. I started a Discord. Here, let me put the link to the server. Here is a link to the server. I will also put it up here so you guys can type it in. Also, so there's the big overall server in which there is a chat for general, for games, for music, and then there's a separate one for Black's romance reads, for movies. There's one for I should be writing right now. There is a voice channel that I really don't use. There is a separate room for Black creators. If you needed to be added to that, just shoot me a message on Discord. It is a Black safe space where we can talk about the Black issues, Black everything that are in books, movies, games, general stuff. We don't have to worry about censorship or worry about our safe space being violated. But again, there's writer chats, there's content creator chats, there's game chats, there's music chats, like whatever. Just I created that Discord so we can have that space. I'm sure other people have also created Discords with the space in there, but if you care to join, it is an option. What was the other thing besides Discord? I also have a Twitch. So let me put my Twitch up as well. I am right now streaming. What am I streaming? I've been playing a fuck ton of Animal Crossing. I recently streamed Batman Arkham Knights. It didn't go well because I was drunk when I was playing that. But, I also I have what's over here. Let's move this out of the way. Cyberpunk, Batman Arkham Knights, Overwatch, The Witcher, Apex Legends. I will not be streaming that because I'm shit at it. Paladins, Among Us, Risk. I will not be streaming that because I'm also shit at it. I basically just play with my boyfriend. Stardew Valley. I don't really like that so much. Minecraft, Planet Zoo, and then my English is hard. My life. I busted out the old Rock Band games. I may embarrass myself and play some of them on Twitch. My Xbox One games, Monster Hunter World, the one from like 2 years ago, and then all of my Switch games. So mostly it's just been Animal Crossing right now. So, but things all over the place. If you're coming for peace chill games because you saw me stream Animal Crossing, just be aware that I could very well tomorrow play Cyberpunk and it'd be holes and dicks flying everywhere. So just know that's a thing. Just know that happens. But yeah, again, here's the Discord invite link, and everybody is welcome to join. And if you need to be added to the Black chat, just slide me a message and I'll throw you right on in there. But yeah, so thanks for watching, guys, and I will catch you the next time, and there will be a next time. I promise. Good night.